Hi, everyone. Welcome to Go Live, the Saturday evening talk show where we bring you sweet, sexy sounds brought to you by Erica for the win. Thank you so much for joining us. It is going to be an incredible show as always, a blah, 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 blah. Or is it? Of course it will, because this is Go Live. And we have a very somber show, but then we'll switch it up with positivity because there are some serious things afoot. But this is Go Live. Can't just drown you in just depression. It's our jobs to make you happy. Look at Ace's face. If that face doesn't make you happy, nothing will make you happy. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to 150 people already in the chat. Smash the like button. We're going to get into it. As always, you know the format of the show. I have to introduce Smiley McSmiles. Asa, how are you?
I'm brilliant. It's the second week in a row that you've stolen my intro. I was going to do that auto-tune and singing and all those things, but you stole my thunder. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's been a hard week in terms of the gaming industry and the journalism industry around it, but plenty of good stuff going on as well. So let's get to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will do. We will jump into it. Sorry, people, for being late as always. This time was Ace's fault. And on that note, we will introduce these two lovely returning guests coming back after quite some time. It's Erica for the win with a sweet caramelly voice. How are you?
Oh,
I will never forget that super chat.
Hot caramel. What was it? Caramel dripping off of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's worse if you leave it open, though.
Yeah. I actually still have that in my phone. I still have that in my phone, that super chat, when I cropped it. Yeah. Good to be back, man. I don't know how long it's been. Was it before the baby came? I don't know. I think so.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
So I was like fat the last time I was here. I was very
I don't want my excuses, but yeah, I'm pregnant.
But yeah, it's been a minute, so it's good to be back. I'm glad to be hanging out with you guys. So yeah.
Welcome back. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you so much again for joining us. It's going to be a pleasure. You and Colt together. Colt looking very blurry for some reason. I don't know why.
Motion blur.
Yes. What are you doing? He's motioning to something. That was weird. Oh, it's fine. It's fine now. It's fine. Welcome. Colt. It's well. Oh my god, it's broken again. Fuck's sake.
Oh no, we heard guys' real voice.
Going so loud screws me over. Kelty! Oh god, Kelty! That's the button I wanted to press. How are you doing, man?
I don't know. Am I ready? Am I allowed to say anything yet?
Yes, you are.
The games industry and community is in shambles. Thanks for having me on during this funeral procession. I really appreciate it. You were saying pre-show you're not sure if there's a lot to talk about, but there is, and there's actually a lot to be excited about. But we have to get over a few things first today. I can't wait. Thanks for having me on. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope.
Sorry. And on that note, very serious topic to introduce. No, it's not. It is pretty crazy. For people who don't know, the title will probably not give it away because it's not in the title. In the description it is. But this week, the tech industry and some journalistic outfits or however you describe them, they have been in a state of turmoil because of massive layoffs that have besieged both industries, the tech industry in particular. You've got Microsoft had shaved off 10,000 people. They laid off 10,000 people. And part of those were game studios from Bethesda, the Coalition, and 343 Industries. Google, we'll talk about Halo after the fact, but just quickly talk about this point. Google, yesterday, I believe, cut 12,000 jobs. Am I blurry? No, I'm not blurry. You lying piece of Nick. And Riot Games and Giant Bomb Oh, damn it, I fucked up. Nick, you piece
Nick
of
wins.
shit.
They jinxed you.
Nick won that. Riot Games and Giant Bomb also made layoffs, and it's pretty shitty time to lose your job. I mean, I don't even know what
Unless
to
you
say.
work at Sony. What's that?
Source. Well, actually, I have to give Sony's and the first party studio some props because they were in the midst of all these layoffs. A lot of Guerrilla Games and some of the first party studios did come out and say, hey, by the way, look, if you're looking for positions, we have X and X positions open. I don't know if that's, I mean, that should definitely be celebrated. But on this point, Asa, I'll come to you first. I mean, it's a bit messed up. A lot of people, I know you don't do the console war stuff. A lot of people weaponize it in social media. You probably don't care about that, or you will ignore it, which is a smart thing to do. But what's your take on this? Is this, have you seen the end of it? It came out nowhere, or have I just been not following this?
There's a couple of things to kind of unpack around the topic, because you mentioned the layoffs within big tech is Microsoft, but it's also Google and Amazon. And only a couple of months ago, it was Twitter as well. There's been like a lot going on within big tech, but we're not like a big tech podcast. We're an Xbox podcast, apparently, right? No, we're not an Xbox podcast either. We're a gaming podcast. That was a trap. Yeah, I'm very Xbox. But it does kind of prove that you can't necessarily separate the Xbox from the Microsoft in a way that is quite convenient sometimes. Sometimes we like to think that Xbox is headed by Phil Spencer and it's very gaming centric and it's Xbox, but actually ultimately they bow to Microsoft. So decisions made in big tech trickle down, and we're seeing that very much so this week. There's also, I think you also kind of need to separate 343 as a separate conversation, because I think those layoffs are a little, they stand out a little bit, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want our guests to talk about it. Cole, what's going on at Microsoft and Xbox?
What's going on?
Love it.
Well, Xbox and Microsoft hired some 50,000 employees during the pandemic and wrapped up. Big spending was going on during the pandemic, and there was a big revenue stream coming in because of that. And now that's all slowed down and been screeched to a halt. We're entering into a recession. And they're cutting 5% of their employees across the world. And that's the 10,000 or 11,000 people. It's really crappy. Hearing at Bethesda, they removed a couple of community manager and support people that are redundant across Xbox Game Studios and marketing team in Bethesda. But other than that, the Xbox related impacts are really laser focused into Halo. Into Halo and 343, and for good reason, which we'll get into later in the show. But that's pretty much what's happening. And people are doing whataboutisms like, well, 10 years ago, Sony laid off a bunch of employees. Like, no, we're not talking about 10 years ago. We're talking about now. A lot of stuff we're going to be talking about is now.
Yeah,
that's foreshadowing.
Absolutely. It is. I mean, it's not much we can talk about. It's really bad, but you can't avoid the topic. Erica, at a time like this, it's so expensive now. I paid like 60 quid for a gnocchi and a dessert dish. What are you joking? What is going on? It's bad. But imagine you lose your job at this time. Like, my brother's in tech. I'm like, oh, shoot. I mean, sometimes you need a little bit of, if it's closer to home, then you takes the time to even think about it, which is a stupid way, but time is limited. But Erica, what's your take on it? I mean, what more can you add? Riot Games is gone. I mean, like, it's pretty crap. That's all you can say. I guess.
It is a bad time to lose a job. I mean, I was going to add on to the whole price thing. I mean, eggs are freaking expensive. Groceries are expensive. Like a lot of things, gas, so it's a bad time. And I feel for them. I'm with Colt. That was going to be my guess about the whole recession, or not recession, but the pandemic, bringing in those jobs. And then now they just kind of, okay, you stayed for that, and now it's over, I guess. And now they're losing their jobs. So it's tough. And And yeah, like you said, we're going to talk about Halo and all that because that's what people kind of, focus on. And they are using it for console wars. I've seen that, which is pretty sad of all things. This is people's livelihoods. So that's kind of the sad thing. I've seen graphs of like, oh, this is how much Sony lost and this is how many employees Microsoft lost. And it's like they're matching them. Crazy. Yeah. That's not important. But what is important, hopefully, is that they'll get their jobs somewhere else. Hopefully something else opens up. There's still games being made. There's still industry to hopefully help them out. And that's all we could really hope for, sooner the better, hopefully.
That's a good point. I think whilst Microsoft and these tech, in their gaming sphere anyway, might be cutting these jobs, I think there seems to be a lot of surplus positions because talent is really highly sought after. That's why Bungie probably paid that $1.5 billion retention. Sony paid $1.5 billion for retaining the staff. Although you could argue that's because those particular staff they wanted to retain. But 343, in particular, for instance, and this is a segue to the next topic, Halo Infinite. For people who don't know, 343 were also one of the studios that got laid off, I think over 60 or something like that. And part of that, also, Joseph Staten, who didn't lose his job, has stepped down from his role. Now he's gone to Microsoft doing something else. Joseph Staten, who was claimed or exclaimed by many, including myself, like that this is the guy who could save Halo or steer Halo. If you didn't believe Halo needed saving, could steer it in the right track. You will remember our countless podcasts where we were kind of guessing what could Joseph Staten do. He came in a little bit late, post game content, post launch content. He could help with that. The lore narrative, remember all that chat? You can go back and you'll find out we talked about that for a lot. And now it looks like Halo Infinite is in a state of turmoil as well, in my opinion. It might sound like hyperbole to a lot of people, but to me, Halo Infinite, I've said it before, I'll say it now, it looks like it's dead in the water because there's a lot to unpack here. Today, a couple of days ago, we had the massive layoffs. We had Patrick Wren, former 343 staff, who was senior multiplayer designer at 343 and multiplayer system designer, who's now working at Respawn of all places as senior encounter designer. He said this: the layoffs at 343 shouldn't have happened and Halo Infinite should be in a better state. Does that sound similar? That latter part. The reason for both of those things is incompetent leadership up top. Remember that? You guys came at me for the Bonnie Ross thing. But what does that mean? Up top during Halo Infinite development, causing massive stress on those working hard to make Halo the best it can be. We've always said 343 really looked like they're talented. They did the hard work. Where was the content? We kept crying about content and it never came. Yeah. Even the multiplayer one stalled. Colt, what's your take on all this? There's a lot to unpack here because we need to know what is actually going on, because we're hearing conflicting things about. Jason Schreier came out and said some of the rumors about the DLC content stuff being scrapped was false because there is no DLC being made at all. And I'm like, where is the single player roadmap? Like, there was none. Yeah. So, and it's yeah. So good.
Yeah, you and I were talking to Sean W., who is now a defunct Halo content creator. What a nice guy. Anyway, he's been talking to a lot of people within 343, and that's just the thing that you and I think had assumed that maybe Certain Affinity was road mapping or planning or building part of the next campaign expansion. There were heavy rumors that was being done in Unreal Engine 5, and they might have been truly transferring Halo Infinite to Unreal Engine 5 to get away from slip space problems. And now, because of Jason Schreier's journalistic digging, that we are hearing that expanded Halo campaign content was never even on a whiteboard. It was never even none of the work had been done. All they were doing was desperately scrapping to stay an entire season behind for Halo Infinite multiplayer. And I don't want to get ahead of it, but I'll just end my statement by saying it sounds like instead of closing 343 and having egg on their face and looking really bad as far as leadership management, that 343 will quietly become the building where they farm out support for other games that need additional talent, because there's a lot of great talent at 343. It's just their management was really, really struggling.
So
how's that?
What does that mean for the future of Halo itself? Or let's start with Halo Infinite. What does that mean, Cole? It's finished? Like, what do you think?
What it sounds like is according to reports, they've scrapped season 4, which
I don't think
Gaz, you might know when that would be windowed. They've scrapped season 4. They're going to finish season 3, and they're just going to say that was Halo Infinite. No more 10-year plan. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked the campaign and the 17 maps, whatever they've done. Honestly, they left out so many glaring things. I never really went back and gave them the hard energy to keep playing Halo Infinite. But it's strikingly apparent that they lost their way with Halo, and 343 just, I don't know, that just wasn't the right group of people to get it done.
When you say group of people, do you mean the developers? Do you mean the leadership? Or
I already know the developers are fantastic. If you look at Halo 4 and 5, they are incredible looking and they feel great. And Halo Infinite feels great. Yeah. They just pared back the visuals. I already know the developers are talented. It has to be the people up top who are saying, no, you can't. No, we better not. No, you're not allowed. No, this is how it's going to be. And you watched story people leave, you watch directors leave, and you watch Bonnie Ross get told she has to leave. So there were people who think we've got Microsoft money, we get to do what we want, we can take our time with Halo, or we can do it the way we want to do it. But they were also kowtowing to the diehard fans when I think Halo should have been looking for a new audience. They should have been looking for new blood and pushing Halo into the 2020s, and they didn't. I said a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, a lot of spot on things right there, I'd say.
Erica, you remember how much shit we got for saying all the shit we did about Halo Infinite?
I think I was here for that.
I think you were.
Yeah, you guys were saying it should have been delayed and all of that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and people disagreed with you.
Yeah, and look at it now. Because I said leadership. People came at me saying, "Why are you celebrating Bonnie Ross leaving for personal reasons?" I said, "Well, whilst I sympathize, I don't know what those personal reasons are. Are they serious personal reasons? She might, you know what? I need to buy another house, or health concerns, or whatever they are. Ultimately, she is vicariously liable." I had some people this week saying, "Oh, that's bad taste, Gaz. You're talking about Halo's future when people have lost their job." I'm like, all right, sorry. Give me, how many minutes do you want, or a day, until your buffer period is expired, so now I can talk about gaming and the future of this franchise? Some people don't understand. They don't have the intellectual capacity to be able to divorce or having sympathy and then discussing the future trajectory of a game. They're not mutually exclusive. I don't understand why you think they're tied. This is like a specific complaint. I guess some people are like, "Oh, you're doing this," but no.
They'll think you're insensitive.
I'm insensitive. Well, then go. It's not my job to coddle everyone anyway. If you think I'm insensitive, you can piss off somewhere else and go listen to someone who can maybe breastfeed you and then make you feel like fake virtue signaling. I genuinely do care, because I sat down. How many people listening to this actually sat down and thought, what would you do in that position? I only sat down because my brother was like, I'm like, what happens to him? He just bought a house. Well, if you lose now, you got a mortgage to pay. Like those kind of things. These are the situation all of these people are in. And now it's bad. But when Erica, sorry, I'm ranting here, but when bloody the former 343 guy, literally senior multiplayer, whatever, says it was the leadership. Yeah. Do you think it's Bonnie Ross, or is he talking about Phil Spencer? He's talking about somebody else. What do you think?
It could be anybody at this point. I think it's telling that he actually, was honest about that and said that. It must be really bad to get to that point to say that, So
it must be really bad for him to say that.
Right. And this was kind of what we've been thinking for a while. I mean, I'm not even like a big Halo fan, but I do have friends who follow it closely. And it was always about management and the higher ups. It was never really 343 developers. I feel like people complained about or thought they were incompetent. It was more so who's telling them what to do and the time frames and the rushing games, you know, the content out or taking too long on the content and not having enough content. And it was just a mess from the beginning. We were here, we talked about it. Like you said, you guys wanted it delayed and I don't blame you. And look what happened.
Like, absolutely.
How much good would it have done if it waited just 1 year? I know there was like the anniversary thing that was going on, and like,
yeah, but that's bullshit. It didn't make any difference.
To push it, yeah, and it would have did them even more good because remember the following year, which was last year, there was really no exclusives that came out. So it would have been nice if they had Halo.
Yeah, it would actually help. At least we had Halo, one exclusive.
Right. It would have bought more time, you know, because time goes so fast. I feel like with delays, yeah, they suck sometimes, but we get over it. Time flies.
Yeah. You do.
And
so true.
You know, it would have done it wonders. But anyways, we're here now. It didn't happen that way, and now I guess what is it, like the skeletons in the closet coming out now, like the dirty laundry, now it's coming out, and maybe it really was the higher up. Everybody was right. Yeah, no,
absolutely. Asa, before I go to you, just a couple of catch up on the super chat. Percolator 9000, shout out to you, man. Thank you, guys. Happy birthday. That's so 2021 is dead. It says you're late. No, you're late. Shab's Inevitable, thank you, B for member for 15 months. Oh, that was such a sick. If I didn't get demonetized for spamming that for loud, I'd have had that on for ages. And he makes a point that a lot of people are making. Apparently, this is, well, Shab says make 343 a support studio and make it software take over Halo. We'll talk about all the future on what studio we reckon should take over Halo, but if they can. But Asa, what's your take on this leadership? Who do they mean? What's going on?
That's like, it's really difficult to answer. I can see a lot of people in chat are saying that they mean like it's 343's leadership and Phil Spencer and so forth are bulletproof.
I don't think Phil Spencer.
You don't think it's Phil Spencer, but the key questions like that would determine the answer there for me. There's three things. One of them is the contractor issue that has been quite publicized. And that's not 343 leadership. That's above them. There's a policy. It's a Microsoft policy that can only have a contractor for 18 months. So the development team that were working on Halo for 5 years had a massive. It's a what policy? Sorry.
It's a Washington.
Okay, but they're adhering to it by selecting to use contractors, and that's probably not a 343 decision. It might be, but I doubt they make those calls. The other two really big decisions around Halo for me that are significant in how successful and how well it was received or wasn't is one, the way that they rebooted the campaign, and that may well have been a 343 decision, but it might not have been because Halo 4 and 5 were received as they were, and it's quite possible that the leadership of 343 wanted to see their story through to conclusion, but it wasn't. It was rebooted in a way that I know you weren't a fan of at all, Gaz. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but it was quite a divisive reboot. The other bigger issue for me that could be 343 or it could not be is somebody made a decision to separate out the multiplayer, not put it as part of the package, not put it on Game Pass, and make it a free-to-play game. And that is a huge strategic decision around one of Microsoft, obviously Minecraft is bigger, but one of Microsoft's biggest properties. And I don't know where those decisions are made, but they've definitely had an impact. So when you're talking about developers who, as Colt says, as Eric says, there's talented people there that have been making Halo games with a certain level of quality for a long time. Halo does feel good to play, but there are massive, massive issues there. And where the leadership buck stops, we can't really call from the outside. It's quite hard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that point, I do tend to think that would inevitably, that point about what you said about the free-to-play model, I think it would have invariably have had Phil Spencer involved in that conversation because of that. It's such a big decision. Maybe. Thing is, when Bonnie Ross, Matt Booty, and Phil Spencer had a meeting. Bonnie Ross, this was before the launch of Halo Infinite. Bonnie Ross asked Phil, should we just release the multiplayer like now? This is when there would have been absolute shit show. Halo would have been a 30 or whatever, crappy Metacritic because of that. This was a year before the game actually launched. Bonnie is sitting there asking Phil what to do. You're the leader of here. How is that even happening? So leadership to me means in that facet, that's the significant point. I don't want to downplay what you said there, Asa.
Just like real small though, 343 were never the publisher. So that decision she'd have to take up to Xbox Publishing, right?
Yeah, but even if you have if you're a leader of it, if I'm making Halo, I was like, listen, we're going to delay the game because this is not ready. Not Phil, like we've got a couple of like maps here. Should we delay it? Maybe we release. No, you'd have to. There's no way on earth if you are the leader of this, well, whatever her role was, head of 343. You said, Phil, it's not ready. I'm sorry. Let's take it back. We have to delay it. I know it's difficult. Blah blah blah. That's a big property as well. When you've got 343 now saying it, we said there were problems. It's not. I told you so. Exercise, but. People routinely keep excusing these problems. I won't mention a name, a journalist who routinely excused Halo. Then these are the people I have problems with. And they're like, oh, these shock jockeys don't know what they're talking about. They sucked off 343 every failure, shit review, basic stuff. Yeah, that's what they call me and you. And that's what they were doing. These shock jockeys, they don't care what they think. I have trillions of hours on Halo. I'm like, you're one of those idiots who went to school, produced a 50-page coursework when you could have done.
I have trillions of hours in Crackdown. It doesn't mean it's the best and IP that needs to be revived.
A good review. You're like a shit review. He sucked him off 24/7, and he's still sucking them off. And I'm like, I still want to name names, but it's like this guy, the same air of superiority, and it's just like, seriously, like, it's not easy as a Halo fan to want to say that I'm blocked by fucking Halo on Twitter now. Like,
seriously?
Well, I don't even know why. It could be a multitude of different things.
You don't know
nothing
why.
Egregious. I mean,
no, it's not. It is not.
Oh no, the John Junisic thing. Yeah, I did say to him, "Oh, John, are you going to start complaining about bad actors?" Hey, because I'm still pissed off on the regional filter thing, man. I went back to Halo. 130 MS. So I'm like, for fuck's sake. Like, it's still the same problem. Why is there no region filter? Anyway, what is the sorry, I tried. I said today I'm just gonna let the guests speak up on this point because people are sick and tired of me complaining about this shit.
I love the rant, so I mean, I'm all for it.
I have to get out of my system. I've got a video coming out tomorrow, which is fucking gonna lose us subs. Fuck it. I have to get it off my chest.
Yeah, it's language.
They're going to kick you out. Yes, they're going to kick you out. You can't come home after that, remember?
They made you guys.
And we made you.
They made you. And now you're just going to slap them in the face. You. It's crazy.
I mean, for all those hardcore frothing fanboys, what do you... I mean, at this point, what's the excuse left for 343 in Halo? Generally, I will say, I think they should kill off the 10-year plan. And this got some heat on Twitter. And it's like, kill off the 10-year plan, which I think they will, and give it to another studio. You failed 3 times, 343. And the rumors are suggesting, and then there's some credible like source of fight, I guess, maybe on both sides. Well, actually, no, Jason Schreier said there doesn't seem to be much evidence of what these journalists are saying. Apparently 343 is going to be this overseeing studio that delegates to different studios like Creative Affinity. They're going to look around and work alongside them. And I said, that could be great. That could be great. Look, 343 have given 3 chances. They've messed up. Done. Now let's look forward to it. It's sad that a campaign story is no more. Like, really, that's one thing you have to understand. Unless someone comes out and says it, for some reason, deafening silence over a year, campaign DLC is scrapped. There shouldn't be anything. Jason Schreier confirmed. He even said, yeah, it's true that they're all working on multiplayer content, but doesn't even, as far as this DLC comment, they haven't even started working on it. So I'm like, what is this 10-year plan? What was this 10-year plan? You don't even have a plan to do the campaign? When I did my review, I said it, like, games as a service model, the pitfall of this is you need to have immediate content, and I thought, and I said this in my review, and how naive I am and wrong I was when I said there will be significant pressure on 343 to release a single player content roadmap. But then it fucking just like tumbleweed. Sorry, I'm so keep swearing. And it's just like crickets in the background. I'm like, content roadmap back, guys. What? No, not me. With that ending. Anyway, what's the future of Halo called? Which studio? Because id Software keeps getting mentioned in conversation.
I do not, for the life of me, I do not know why people disagree with me when I say I would love to see id do Halo, and they're like, they're really good at shooters, but they can't do Halo. I'm like,
that is
okay, sure,
bro,
sure.
What the fuck?
You know what?
id Software.
If you ever want to say that to me, load up a Forge map, put the running speed on 2 times and shotguns only, and run around. You're like, oh my gosh, feels like Halo. It feels like Doom Eternal. Feels exactly like it. You know,
if you're talking about games with J-Rock and them, on
yeah, like
games.
J-Rock and Hargeet set us on shotguns with unlimited, so you didn't have to reload, and then the running speed was at 2 times, and it felt exactly like Doom 2016 or Eternal.
Just the pacing of it. Well, don't do that.
A lot of it just did. It just felt like it, but I don't know. This you asked me what is the future of Halo? Who's going to take it on? I mean, I think they're probably going to. What it sounds like is Certain Affinity is going to become the quiet, silent partner, partner on Halo, and then 343 developers will probably answer to them. Maybe, I don't know. All of that leadership needs to be washed away. A lot of people were saying when you and Erica and Asa were talking about whose fault is it? Is it Phil and Matt's? And at one point, I think over the past year or two, I think Phil and Matt Booty should have been there, and they probably were, putting the hammer down. But all we can deduce from that is that they were afraid to. Is that too weird to say? It feels like with Bonnie there, it just felt like they walk in there and they try to say, hey, look, this is how it's going to be. Don't you come in here and tell me I've been running Halo for 15 years. Which they have, you know? March out of here and write this instant, mister. And maybe I'm over animating that, Erica. Am I being kind of crazy? But I feel like there must have been. Get out of here,
pal. You should be a pal at them.
Listen, Buster Brown.
Erica, how are you going to scold your child, Erica? When you sound so soft, God. Like you were saying that on Twitter today. Like even when I'm shouting, I'm like, hey.
I have to be super angry to get loud, and I hope that I'll never do that. But I don't know. I guess as I go along being a parent, it'll come to me at some point. I have some
you're like, stop crying, stop hitting your sister, stop coming here, Phil Spencer. Halo is fine. Give me a raise. Here's my resignation letter.
This is supposed to be Bonnie? Is that what this is supposed to be?
I told myself I would not raise my voice or yell at my kids. Like my dad used to go, gosh dang it, you know, and I'm like, oh. And I told myself I've never raised my voice. And when they were little and they were cute, like I don't think I ever once raised my voice. But when they got to be about 12, 13, all of a sudden it's like, Xbox has no games.
Is that how your kids piss you off and rebel against you? They shit on Xbox.
Yeah, my kid will like throw a shoe and say Xbox has no games and run down the hall.
Once they start talking back, right? That's probably when it starts.
Yeah, that's when
teen years. Yeah, those are gonna be. I talk like I'm a parent. I'm not. I'm just remembering how much of a piece of crap I was when I was a kid.
You want kids? Guess. I'm just curious. Do you want?
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be awesome if you did. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, a little.
I can arrange that, guys.
You got the memes for it. You definitely got that.
Oh man, the Tim Pear says kids allowed to talk. What is this podcast? Oh man,
Sorry, I threw it off a little bit with the question.
That's it.
David, thank you for being a member for 11 months, because when they say leadership is the problem, how is it that studios like Coalition, 1010, Playground Games seemingly don't encounter the same issues? Very good super chat. And that kind of ties into what you were saying earlier about, is it like Bonnie was like, shut up, you said autonomy, and just like, what? Okay, but you can't be like that. So maybe I think leadership were scared of possible bad PR or over management. But then we've also heard from Undead Labs lack of some hands off, and then in a negative light. But then with Double Fine, it was mentioned in a positive light, which I think speaks volumes about the manner in which these individual studios are run. Undead Labs seems like a bit of a shit show. Double Fine, Tim Schafer, he has earned his stripes for a while. Right now, Undead Labs have apparently had some leadership changes as well, so maybe that's compounded the problem. But you're right, Dub. I mean, that's a very good question there. And I think just generally, to me, it was Bonnie. So if you solve the problem, which is her going away, and now they've appointed, they split her role into multiple people, then hopefully they can do something, but there is no campaign. So there's like, where's the good news? Joseph Staten has left. Where is the good news? What is going on with the campaign? Why are you not saying anything? I've been saying this for ages. What is going on? I'm not grateful this has happened, but I'm intrigued. We said this on the show. It would be really good to know what actually happened at 343, because you can bet that documentary would be fucking crazy, because so much crap has gone in there. There's obviously been beef when you got former 343 senior director saying leadership sucked. We worked hard. I mean, they apparently, in some of the leaks, they were saying that there was a clash between leadership about the direction of what to focus on, multiplayer or single player, and ultimately some of the leaders were able to convince that multiplayer is the way forward, because that's where there were 3 reasons cited. One of them was future monetization options, apparently lack of player engagement on the single player content, and I think the final one was, it's difficult for that team to make compelling single player experiences. I'm like, what? That means what's going on? Like, that doesn't make sense. So then it goes to the other point about the dev talent. But it is the leadership. To me, I know it's obvious, because we talked about it. Halo 4, they did half of the game brilliantly. Halo 5, they did the same. So it's just like, bring the 2. Who built those games? 343 built those games. Halo 4 visually actually is incredibly, it's just incredible even now. There's a game that was a 360 game, if I remember correctly. And multiplayer is so hard to get right. So hard to look at PlayStation. They cannot get a first-person multiplayer right. I thought that was the biggest test about 343, to get multiplayer right, and they did it. They did it really well. With Halo 5, in my opinion, has much better multiplayer, not mechanically, but overall, than Halo Infinite. That Warzone mode was incredible. I don't know why Halo Infinite doesn't have something as big as that, and they had Arena. And yes, this one plays really well. So now 343 did something else here. They built this incredible template of a world, but the thing that was missing was content. Like, technically, obviously the co-op stuff technically got delayed, and Forge got technically delayed, and ray tracing got delayed. But this is not the Gaz show. I just feel like a prick just sitting there talking and just venting. So I'm really sorry, chat. I'm really sorry, guests.
We're taking it in.
I'm taking it in, bro. I would do the same thing if nobody slapped me around. I would be yakking the whole time. There's a lot to say for sure. I don't blame you.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So if it is leadership, what's going to happen with the content? Be forthright. Some of the personalities were like, 343 has been really communicative and transparent. Bitch, what the hell are you talking about? There's no single player roadmap. What are you doing with the story? And the story is the nucleus of this game, which is what I say in my video tomorrow. And apparently that's done. So it's sad, man.
It's a lot going on.
Man, like I see Machine Games in the chat. And Machine Games, like, you can pitch. One of the things they could do, but it depends on who they give it to. They could pitch there's something. Shut up, guys. Let's just read the super chats. Face, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Cole Eastwood tweet: Xbox is more than Halo. But since Microsoft failed with Halo, how are they going to manage Call of Duty and other franchises?
All right, he's got two things wrong with that question. Number one, he's assuming that Xbox is only Halo, or that I'm saying that Xbox is only Halo, which is much more than Halo. That was the whole point. If Xbox is only Halo, what would we be doing here? Just waiting for every Halo game. Now, Halo is big. It's their Mickey Mouse, right? But as far as I always hear this deflection, well, how are they going to manage Call of Duty and Activision? They're not going to. Those studios are going to do that. 343 managed Halo, not Microsoft, and 343 screwed it up. Now they've got these other studios that are managing their own games, and they're doing great. They're making really great stuff, and these are proven studios. Now there's a couple that are a little iffy that have got some problems, but everybody's got their problems. But you can't say, how are they going to manage if they can't manage 343? Well, if you've got a bad studio, you've got a bad studio. And absolutely. And actually, I mean, don't act like anyone here didn't think 343 was iffy for 10 to 12 years. We were wondering. We were really wondering. And I just think maybe it got to the point. That's why I wanted to ask Erica, because she seems to be way more level-headed than me. But Erica, let me take over your show for a second. Like, do you think it gets to the point where they let 343 do their thing so long that it just didn't feel right to go in and try and steer the ship for them? You know, when I kind of made the joke, like they're afraid to go in and tell Bonnie Ross what to do. They're such a dire situation for about 3 years, this year, last year, and the year before, that I think Phil and them like went in and had to have an intervention. And I don't think it went well.
I think spot on. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
That could be it for sure. I could see that. And Bonnie, in the auto-tune voice that you were doing, Gaz, is like, "No, pal, get out of here. You know, this is
get out of here. I'm gonna be the George Lucas of Halo."
It's possible, because then she ended up leaving for like family reasons, right? And that could be anything, like you said. We don't want to be insensitive. It could be something going on. But maybe at the same time, it could be both. Maybe she had a reason to leave, and then she was kind of being escorted and scooted out too. It's possible.
Man's got cut. That's what we say. Man's got cut. No family things. No, I don't believe that. Sorry, I don't know why I hit some patois there. But man's got cut. She could definitely, in my opinion, got absolutely, maybe a combination of the two, but the excuse was there to leave.
And I understand, Gaz. Like, I know you're going on this rant and like you're apologizing. Like, I get where you're coming from, because if this was like Gears of War, let's say Coalition just freaking goes downhill even more, you know, then I think they have a little bit. I would be ranting too, so I understand. That's why I just do your thing.
Yeah, no, I don't, because we'll try and end it here, so then we talk about positive stuff about Bungie. So
let's get through the Halo.
Yeah, let's just get through Halo. Just murk that point. But yeah, Colt, you are spot on. When someone says, I want to be the George Lucas of this franchise and very strong, and you see her with a Bloomberg article like that, and 4 Spartans are holding her, and just like, this is a personality that thinks she's the Hideo Kojima of this industry, and she wants to be the George Lucas. And you're like, okay, let's see how it did. And she somehow, despite that, managed to rally a very good, talented team who delivered partial successes. And then ultimately, when the chips counted, in Bonnie Ross's own words, both single player and multiplayer had to bank, then if she failed. So that's what can you say? Alvin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Some down vibes now about Halo, but going forward, maybe Star Wars in Halo is the best thing. We talked about George Lucas. We've come full circle. Multiple games in different genres by different devs. Alvin, great super chat. And likely, I think that's what would happen. And I think it could work. It could work. 100%. I had a script in my head for 3 Spartans who got dealt with a really bad Spartan program, which was greenlit by ONI, which is the intelligence services in Halo, and like really dark. Had a character arcs for 3 different characters in my head, and I've been working on this script in my head for a while. It could have been raw, but imagine a darker, deeper, mature Halo.
No, we're not doing your Halo fan fiction. Move on.
No! Oh, sorry. I'm too dark. Let me read Methuselah's super chat. Colt's like, I fucking gave up my Saturday for this one.
Breaking point.
Like, time to do a show.
Methuselah, thank you for the $3.49 super chat. Keep talking, guys. Love the show no matter what. Appreciate that, man. Face 23 Brooklyn, New York. He is fiery today. Thank you for the generous super chat. Erica, where are the Sony vids? Is he a fan? He likes your Sony vids? I don't know.
Wondering Dutch. No, I'm not sure.
Actually,
go ahead. Sorry.
Actually, no, because the next bit kind of confirms. Wandering Dutch trying to deflect, saying, where are Sony's first-party games this year? Sony's been putting out games since PS5 launch. Nobody's worried about Sony's releasing games. They proved that already. Wow, that's broken again. But yeah, look, actually went like over a period. It's weird.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they meant. Where's the Sony vids? Like,
I think you're calling them out or saying that.
My videos or the games. I was not sure what they meant.
The games, because you've been calling them out and you're not playing Sony games or whatever.
Oh, me specifically. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to guess.
What came to my mind is the how to be a Sony exclusive videos that I've been doing. I don't know if that's what they mean, but the thing about those videos is like. Some people kind of understand. I think it's easy to miss. They might think I'm bashing on the games, but I'm actually kind of praising them at the same time. So
I know. Right. I that's obvious to me.
Yeah,
that's obvious to me. That's the context of the video.
Right.
But people don't see that.
If you get it, you get it. Right.
Yeah, if you're the source video,
if you're on that kind of like fanboy time, you might not get it.
Yeah.
Especially what I'm going to do next. I'm working on one. You're going to see more of me praising, I guess. But anyways.
Yeah. No. Well, the latter half of Face's super chat kind of understand where you're coming from, but they only have one first-party exclusive as well. So it's like more than Spiderman 2. What are you going to deliver, Sony? Just because they had a good track record, they get less of a slap, but it's still bad. You have had that game. It's a strong IP. It's better than nothing from Xbox last year, but Xbox on paper looks like it has a strong year. So what you can do, bruh? Like, come on. True Gamer, thank you for the $5
paper
super
keeps
chat.
blowing in the wind. Go ahead.
There it goes. I don't know why it's censored after us. Shut up, Cole. Don't. Positive vibes. We're going to go to positive vibes. Yeah. Positive vibes. Yeah, so, True Gamer, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's going on with Perfect... Fonz gave me with the $5 super chat. I don't know. True. Just like... There's a rumor. Oh, he's talking about the rumor. I don't know what's happening.
Do you have that on your list?
Nah, I mean, what was the rumor? Is it Perfect Dark again? They said after Tomb Raider, this is going to come out. It's going to be delayed even further. Did I not say? Did we not say? Well, okay, anyway, I remember, I think I've saved the clip as well, just for my receipts folder, because I know people are going to cover. Fonz Gaming with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Fonz, I've been speaking. Shut up, Cotton Fonz. I knew it was going to be like this. I told you so, guys. He did tell me so, and I did apologize to him. He said, you know what, Fonz, upon reflection, after they delayed it, I was like, you were right. He was been very vocal about his hate for 343, and me and him were arguing RDX. It was fun. I'm glad sometimes something seems to be getting done about it. Keep up the great work. And that's what people, I think you need to be more positive and not feigning. I'm actually genuinely now hopeful, because I knew the 10-year plan was, I've said it. I'll say, shut up. Yes. So I'm really hopeful. I'm really hopeful that whoever takes it on is going to do something with it, because they could have been stuck with it, whatever, 343, but it's leadership. So I hope they pick the right studio. I think it's make or break time for Halo. Let's see how it is. But 343 come out and say, here's our content roadmap. Everything was wrong. Boom. This is what it actually is. I was like, thank God for you finally done it, but well done. So let's see. We'll see what the future news is breaking on this, by the way. Every day something changes. So there will be a full comprehensive breakdown of what actually happened, and it will come from a 343 former staff. It's happening. There's no way this is not happening. So yeah, it's going to be good in that sense to get some final understanding of what actually went wrong.
And hit the like button if you're having fun. How about that?
And hit the like button. Listen. We don't.
Let's move forward from Halo.
Yeah,
it's your show.
Hit the like button.
Halo's dead. Let's move on.
Halo's dead. Move on. Hit the like button.
No, I'll say this. I think Halo is going to take a short break, and let's move to the next thing. How about that?
Well, I think I need a little bit of Asa on this point.
No, I think Paul should have started with that like 45 minutes ago.
I love you, Asa. Let's give Asa the next topic, and let's hear Asa get us rolling.
Therapy session took over 1 hour of this show. I'm sorry. Hoggy Chatty. Thank you so much.
Holy smokes! Most people here aren't even playing Halo anymore. Anyway,
I mean, we were playing co-op. That was fun.
Hey, so what's the next topic?
Hoggy Chatty super chat. Sorry. He says the moves with 343 were coming ever since the changes in leadership last year. This is senior leadership at Xbox taking over to steer the ship in a different direction. We'll see where this goes. Oh, deep, Hoggy. What have you been smoking? But yeah, we will absolutely. Well, let's see. And your baby father Gaz, pop us all off and relax, buddy. Great show. I need it. I definitely need it. Alvin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. In 2029 we'll look back at this gen and say Perfect Dark was a game of the gen, or at least Mount Rushmore. Gallagher has never really missed. Gallagher's not missed, but then saying Perfect Dark is going to be game of the gen. I mean, that good. He's never missed, but has he hit that hard? Has he hit that hard? It's good.
Isn't there a rumor or something that they're kind of in trouble too? I just
so this is what this is
transition.
What the
boom
boom, and in the initiative of I messed it up. I did it like I did on your show, Cole. Right. Well, we don't know. This E3, we find out the state of Xbox and the first party stable. So that was the first topic of the day. Halo Infinite. Forspoken reviews. Let's talk about PlayStation exclusives with Colt Eastwood, the biggest pony of them all. Forspoken, man, this game is looking a bit janky. We have 7 major outlets now not receiving review codes for this game, and VGC is one of them. You're just like, yo, this game's demo came out, it didn't bang, and we were like, oh, okay, this is looking weak. And then you do that, and Square Enix are so shit for doing things like that. So shit for doing that. What I'm going to give him my point. Carl Eastwood, I'm a piece of shit. What do you think about Forspoken?
Next topic. What? Nobody wants to talk about Forspoken. Nobody enjoyed the demo. It's a couple days before they're going to give the Metacritic's going to pop off. It's going to do okay. The game. Gosh dang it, I don't like Square. The Square's like, we love Final Fantasy, but anything else, we're going to be so rude to our publishers and developers. You know, our Western studios, we're going to kick them to the curb. We're going to tell them they weren't good enough and they didn't meet mommy and daddy's expectations. I'm not excited about Forspoken. I really like one of their writers. He's amazing, but the dialogue's so dorky, and no thank you. I'd rather play Mass Effect Andromeda than play Forspoken. Hey, so what's the next topic?
No, we have to do a little bit more Forspoken, right? Because it is a story that's going around. It comes out this week. It's been
it's very technical, so I want to hear Asa get on the soapbox. And what do you have to say?
No, I've got nothing technical to say on it. So the demo came out and had like a pretty mixed reception from people all over the world. It's like Gaz says, 7 of these like major journalist outfits have been denied review codes that we know about, which partly, it raises some concerns about Forspoken, because a confident publisher typically does get as many reviews in front of people as possible. But at the same time, like, the value of major journalistic outfits is diminishing over time anyway. So it can still do it if it turns out to be a good game and the community does like it more than we perhaps expect them to, then it'll be just fine. In terms of Square Enix, they're normally kinder to their creative business units, like the ones that are making this one. They were always really, really harsh with the likes of Crystal Dynamics and Eidos. If this one underperforms, I don't know that they'll come out, because nobody they don't have the same kind of identity, do they? Go on.
5 minutes ago, the Halo account just tweeted out one of those pictures, one of those professional statement pictures. It's positive. They said from 343 Industries. 343 Industries. Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. Pierre Heinz, studio head.
He just said Halo will survive? What the fuck? What are you doing?
Was he listening to the show? Yeah. Did he just hear your rant? Is that what happened?
Wait, hold on. There's subtext.
Oh, okay.
Gaz needs to keep singing, and then we'll unblock him. Okay. That's what they said.
To be okay.
Including epic stories. So maybe they'll make comic books or something.
Epic Stories. The TV show is coming back.
Does including epic stories mean 343?
Getting hyped. I didn't want to know that.
Right?
Not Master Cheeks. Let it die.
Master Cheeks is back, clapping cheeks again.
Oh man, clapping cheeks. Oh man, that's a
big piece of
I haven't
news.
watched it. I haven't watched the series because it's such a desecration of Halo.
And to happen right now too that's the timing.
This is a big story. Yeah. Like this is proof and confirmation that 343 is going to continue to foul up. I mean, continue to support. I'm just kidding. That's rude. No, but this means they're committed. They said to develop Halo now and in the future, comma, including epic stories, comma, multiplayer, comma, and more of what makes Halo great.
Yeah. Wow.
What does that mean, Erica? What are they going to do?
You mean the part of more of what makes Halo great? Is that what?
Sure. Yeah. What does that mean?
You tell me. I mean, bring back the things that make it great, or the co-op, right? That's what you guys,
Yeah.
The great epic stories, like it says. So that means that
the great complete game.
That should mean campaign, and then the multiplayer, which is of course what makes it great too, Forge and all of that. So I mean, the complete package, right? Hopefully means that.
The Sousa goes, all right, Gaz, get excited. 3.3 is back, baby. I'm like, what have they said? So the best, most important part of that is the stories bit, because if you read into that, there's always one story. It was singular, Master Chief. Now it's plural. Good. Then you can have. There can be so much lore in this game, man. The game has so much lore. You get, bro. a game pre. Oh no, no, you had to go with me for this before, so I don't want to say it again.
You're not doing your fan fiction again, are you? I will just mute you.
No, I'm not giving you fan fiction. Okay, yeah, I can't believe I did that. But I meant like I know that's a different topic. Speculative game. What can they do? There's so many stories that they could tell.
There's a lot of lore. There's
masses of lore.
Yeah.
I just love about the lore. You got the alien eggs and whatnot, and the Cortanas and the Master Gyms and stuff.
It's gonna be.
I read all the books. I have all the plushies. No,
different styles of games. Remember
Can we go back to what Asa was saying? I tried to railroad him because I'm sorry, Asa.
Poor Asa. He over here trying.
I'm not. I've given up a while ago. I can't remember where we were. Forspoken, right? Forspoken was.
You were in the middle of talking about
Forspoken.
Yeah, the Forspoken
and
stuff.
It's probably a disaster. Like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to prejudge it. I've not played it myself, and I don't want to sit here and tell everyone this game's going to be terrible when you shouldn't check it out. There is a demo. Go and check it out if you have any interest in it. Since it was like revealed and shown, it's always had like a slightly off vibe for me. It's always reminded me of Final Fantasy 15, and it's Square Enix trying to appeal to a global audience in a way that they've never been particularly good at. The things that the global audience likes about Square Enix are they're very Japanese games. And when they try and branch out and make it like a more broad appeal, they generally miss the mark. Forspoken screams of that to me. So I hope it turns out good. Obviously, it's a game. If it turns out good, I get to play it. But it's also
even when they do hit the mark with that,
65 quid on Steam. It's just like, what are you thinking, you freaking idiot?
65 quid on Steam? Are you joking? No way. No one's gonna buy that. Don't tell me it's like on the wish list for people at 65 quid for Forspoken. That's a
it'll be half price. It'll be half price in maybe like
that
a month.
should not be the case.
It'll go down. You got Hogwarts around the corner. You got a few other games, Resident Evil, stuff like that.
Yeah,
people are not checking.
I DM'd you. Gas, I DM'd you. Do a poll.
I got the DM. Do you want? Oh, okay. Do you want?
Yeah, you can just copy and paste it, so you don't have to type.
All right. Okay. Let me do that. Yeah, so Square, basically, I think it's gonna be. I'm sorry, I think it's gonna. Metacritic predictions. Let's start with that. 75.
Ooh, that's kind of high.
You think that's high? You think 75 is high? Yeah,
it might be high. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like
I have a number in my head. What's your number, Erica?
I'm going 70, 71-ish. Like
72 is my number that's in my head.
I'll go 71 and a half.
Let's see what
71.5.
71 and a half. Yeah. Sorry, what did you say, Colt?
No, I said 72. That was the number in my head.
Well, I went 70, 71. I can stay with 70. That's fine.
Okay.
It's like Price is Right.
Give it a little room.
Lock it in.
Yeah. You did the whole 0.99 or how they do it? They do the $1.
They said $1 or they say like 601. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really old and from the 80s. Yeah.
It looks okay from what I've seen with the demo and like footage being like released and stuff like that. A lot of those enemies look like they're not moving, like they're broken. They're not attacking. It just doesn't look polished. It doesn't look good combat wise. And I'm very much about combat. So I actually.
But the story's good, right?
I mean, I don't know. That dialogue is. I actually requested to get a key, and they said they'd go out the day of release if I were to get one. And it's like, dude, that's a red flag. And then already with the bigger...
hold on. They said if you did get one, they would give it to you the day of release.
Day of release. It's on Twitter. Actual, like, from the developer or PR. Whatever. That's I read
so much confidence in this game.
And that's just for the little... Yeah, that's like the little guys like me. Now, you got, like, Skill Up and all those guys. They don't even have it yet.
Oh, my God. So 7 of them.
Kind of the positive devil's advocate. Bethesda did that with Doom, and it worked out. So you never know.
It could work out. It could. Bethesda did that with Doom. It could, but the way this game's like looking, though, it's kind of a red flag. So we'll see. We'll see.
There's lots of other flags.
But Bethesda did that with Doom.
Doom 2016, yeah. So
I don't remember that, but yeah, if that's what happened,
I read it from someone else, but I believe it.
It could work.
in the chat. Huggy Chatty, thank you for the $5 super
I didn't know
chat.
that, so who knows?
Let's talk more about fun games like Hogwarts. No controversy there. Yeah, good luck, yeah. Hashtag Halo should have been delayed. Hashtag cancel everything. Huggy, your messy chat. Yeah, well, look, Forspoken's going to be... I was actually genuinely excited for the game. I played the demo. I was like, what is this? You know when they say that it feels like they're not moving?
Lying sack.
Yeah.
No, I've always
it.
hyped Forspoken. I actually went to play the demo, and it was like the best part of the trailer, the first trailer, was the mad movement darting across. Yeah, you do whoosh, but it doesn't feel like you're moving, making any great distance. It was so dry. I was like, even the combat was just, But you never know. This game could actually come out and maybe surprise us. Weirder things have happened.
It could maybe have like a cult following type thing. It's so bad that it's good type thing. I mean, I don't know.
It wasn't shit. It wasn't. But it wasn't. It wasn't. The dialogue was tough. You know, we made fun of it in the trailer. I thought that's a bad trailer. No, the bad trailer dialogue is in the game. Relentlessly, like, doesn't stop talking. It's like, yo, not only is it bad, I have to listen to it while I'm playing this dry feeling game.
Yes, you're just being sexist is what it is. You trying to get this girl to be quiet. That's what people are saying. They'll throw that around. They're trying to like back up the game, like, oh, you're sexist.
I don't care. I actually prefer female leads in my games.
Gaz is pretty much a woman anyway.
Oh, I want to stare at a woman's. But yeah, just
probably not even allowed to say that. Gosh dang it. Well, it's over. See ya.
But can I just say one more thing? I'll just say one more thing. One more thing. Wait, what? You're canceled now?
No.
I want to say one more
I know I can't laugh because of the soundtrack.
Because of the music as I leave.
I just stopped it. Yeah. I just managed to cancel it in between. I don't know how I did that, right? Oh,
it was perfect, though.
Gas
it was perfect.
Canceled.
So thanks for canceling me. Forspoken is actually number 2 bestseller on Amazon right now. What the According to Methuselah. Okay,
what?
We were wrong. We were making fun of this game.
Oh shoot. Oh no, it's Alex.
There ain't no games. That's what's the problem.
What is Alex
read,
saying?
Oh no, it's Alex. What he says in the chat.
Here we go. It's gonna get woke up in here. Who's dropping a $50 so we can get some skin? Go for it, Erica. Erica's gonna. This is probably really inappropriate.
Why can't you ask me to?
You really want to get canceled? I'll do it.
You just offered yourself as tribute. Don't donate $50 for Cole to take his clothes off. Respect your money more than that, please. I'm telling to you as a friend, chat. So
what about Asa? How come we don't mention Asa? How come he can't do it?
Asa?
I've got nothing to say. I'm just going to let that one ride past.
you have done weirder things before.
It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones, Asa.
Asa. This is getting weird now. I need a little cricket soundboard. Wow. Chat, wow. Flame, thank you for the $2 super chat. Craig Spoken is going to sit near Babylon Falls. Oh, shit. Nah. Oh, maybe. That's a good shout. Babylon Falls. No, Babylon was like 30. No way. Not that bad. 70s, I'm saying mid-70s. Well, let's see. We shouldn't actually wish bad for the developers. It's so bad. It's such a dick thing to be bad for the developers. These guys have worked hard on the game here. We may not think it's great, but we like to just shit on it like it's this expired piece of toast.
I hope it's good. I'm not saying I want it to be a 70, but, you know, it is what it is. It's looking kind of spooky.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, hopefully they can do well. Final topic. We are not. How many days? My math is so bad. 4 days. Boom. And we have the Xbox.
I'm going to limit your intake of psilocybin or whatever it is before you do a show.
So we got the Xbox and Bethesda showcase event. It's happening on Wednesday.
Yes, I feel like Asa, your poor coast. I feel like he's like screaming inside. Like this man's quiet. He looks like help me. He has the help me face.
An hour ago, that was true. I've calmed and moved on, and just like, what's going to happen is going to happen.
Asa drinks severely after the show wraps. He's just like, oh god,
right? He must.
Oh, sorry, chat. Well, I don't know what's happening today. Xbox and Bethesda showcase event is happening. Finally, we get to see these first-party bloody games. And you know what? We kept talking about Redfall. I don't think we're talking about Forza enough. Like, Forza is going to be the... people are obviously, it goes more mass market appeal. That's why Redfall and just a shooty game co-op, people are looking forward to it. But Forza is the one you need to be looking for. That's why the thumbnail is Forza for this go live. I'm like just screaming out, check out, this game is going to be amazing, man. This is going to be the example of a first party studio like Turn 10, Peak Studio. How do they deliver this power? This game with ray tracing running at full 60, and they show off more of it, and then they deliver. That's the game you need to be keeping an eye on, because it's a race of people like, oh yeah, Turn 10, but let's look at Redfall. It's all about Forza, and we're going to see that today. Oh my god, Hoggy, Chatty, what the Well, Cole, you offered yourself as tribute. You need to take it off. Cole's never gonna dance again. Guilty, cause he's got no rhythm. Take it off. What are you doing? I even sang a song for you. This is twice you've done that. Kagi, you didn't need to do that. My God. And you
someone got to do it, right? I mean, someone's got to show skin. I can't. I would if I could. I would do it on my channel if I could, but I can't.
What?
No,
what are you doing? Why are you watching us? Erica, start your stream now.
Guys,
I can't. You guys have that privilege. You could do it. You could take your shirts off.
Oh yeah, true. What do they do on Twitch though? Twitch is basically porn. I went on it.
You
can't. Is porn.
It's weird over there. Listen, Twitch.
On my show,
I can't believe it.
On my show a couple weeks ago, Gaz went off camera and came back and stuck his barefoot in the screen for like half a second. I got demonetized and a strike on my channel for full nudity.
See?
Are you serious? Oh my God. I thought that would be so hilarious.
My kids are like, I love it when Gaz's foot just comes into frame. Just a Gaz foot.
So when was this? I missed a Gaz foot appearance. When was that?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. He just he went to get a drink and he stuck his barefoot into frame and then put it back out.
I got nice feet. I got nice feet.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about my feet? I was talking about Forza. Asa, what are you expecting? This is I'm desperately trying to steer this conversation. Forza, talk to me, bruh.
I don't care.
Oh my God, bro! You can't do
let's
that.
Bring it back. Let's bring it back. I'll bring it back.
Feet and skin was fine.
Wait. Somebody dropped a 50 in a super chat for you guys. Somebody got to show skin.
Yeah. Cole, you offered yourself as tribute. You cannot be like, I'll do it.
I got you, chat.
And then he doesn't do it.
I'm 76 years old. I take my shirt off and it would just be, it would look like a flyover in the movie Dune.
Gaz loves that movie, I'm just saying.
The spice melange. Yeah, no way. We'll get Alex in here to take his shirt off.
Oh, shoot. Let's see those armpits. Oh, you want to see an armpit? Did I shave? Hold on.
What is going on?
I don't know if I want to do that.
What's the next topic?
Yo, man. I don't know what to
Hold on,
say,
my mom's
man. I'm
calling
trying
me.
to talk about it. Forza,
Mom.
Asa, is that all you're gonna give?
Your mom's watching the show. I'll save you, son.
Listen, Colt. Okay, we've had today another Monster Hunter or something runs better on PlayStation better than Xbox. Another game that runs
What,
better
Monster
on
Hunter
PlayStation.
Rise?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's a game made for the Switch. It runs better. Does it run better on Xbox?
Trolling him so much. But this is the game, Cole. Forza is the game to kill the narrative for so many people. I don't think people realize it. Like, the game is going to be incredible. We've already seen it's going to be incredible. So what can they show now? What are they actually going to show? Another little trailer of cars or actual in-depth racing? What are you expecting?
Me?
Next topic.
Yes, definitely. They're gonna show all that stuff, and they're gonna give us a release date and more trailers, and it's gonna look really nice. And they're gonna talk to us about the physics and more. And that PlayStation VR 2 launch lineup's looking pretty strong, eh?
Is it strong? Is it strong though? It's
There's
mostly
some cool
old
stuff
games.
in there. If you could, no one wants to talk about this. I'll go through real quick. As the launch lineup for essentially a new platform, there's some good stuff in there. Resident Evil is one that will last. Horizon won't last, but it'll be good. That horror game suddenly looks very good now that they've gone into some details of what they're doing with the eye tracking. That's freaking horrific. There's a lot of good stuff there. Gran Turismo is going to be better than Forza.
That's the one.
Because you got the full game in there as well.
Colt,
You son of a motherless goat.
And Walking Dead Saints and Sinners will be brilliant as well.
How dare you say that game where the map moves under the cars with the vacuum cleaner sounding? How dare you? No,
it will not be a better game for the pancake players. I'll give you that.
It'll be better because of the VR.
Yes.
Yeah. VR.
It's like, VR. Because
Yeah,
of
the
that.
VR. Classic VR.
Look at me, still treating you like the nerd in games by saying it's VR. VR is what's the stigma with VR? VR
The
is
stigma.
sick.
The stigma is walking into the house to get a bag of potato chips, and this is what I would look like. I'd have red lines around my face. And I'm like this, and then my hair is like over here. I'm like, that was really good. That was a really good section. Somebody just screen cap that and go, "This is what Cole Eastwood really looks like."
Oh my god!
Got the hair matted down in the middle, hair sticking out on the sides over here like Ace Ventura. You got puke on the side of your face from getting motion sickness. It's amazing.
That would be me.
VR's future.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Amazing.
I'm just kidding.
Chat, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't stay this conversation. This show is messy. Don't blame me for it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about the VR. I just haven't. I need to experience it like Asa does, because Asa's having a freaking time of his life, and people are loving his clips of all those games and Skyrim and all this stuff. And he's been like giving it to some like soldier up on a castle wall.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like trying to get him over the parapet. I'm like, get him over the parapet, Asa.
It does not look like what you're describing.
That's what it looks like when. Remember, he was showing. He was showing it on this show. He was trying to
clip. Yeah.
He was trying to push some guy over, and he was like hunching him, and he was like. Anyway, we were having a good.
See Asa like just dancing around in full screen. And just see you.
Asa's on the treadmill, but up the in-game characters going.
I love it.
Don't dispute any of this. I was still having a good time.
The show's so off the rails, yes. Oh god.
Oh my god. It's not that bad.
That's too funny. Imagine like somebody walks in and Ace is just going in on this soldier, like in the living room.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Going in on this soldier.
They're walking like, what are you doing?
gosh. My liege. Yeah.
Hey man, there's some good games on VR. Don't be a dick. Gran Turismo will look good in VR. It'll be amazing. I want to play Gran Turismo in VR. I'm dying here, man.
I actually have a tier too.
I barely look at the super chat. My screen is so blurry. Ninja Buckles. Sorry, I got so many tears in my eyes. Do you think the issues we've been seeing are more of a project management failure than an issue with Xbox? You mean, yeah, absolutely. But there's another layer of management that goes above that. So you'll have, we talked about it for ages. This is not a scathing attack on him. I'm just saying, what is Matt Booty doing? Like, is he, a lot of people are pointing fingers at him. And I'm not pointing fingers at anyone because I don't know what the dynamic is within that senior team. But Matt Booty's being pointed at quite a lot recently. Like, after all this, when you shave off 10,000 people's jobs, your goodwill goes. And in one sense, and Phil Spencer made a statement that went bad PR as well. Bad PR for him. In my opinion, it was great what he said, but he pissed off so many people about this comment. I'm trying to find it. You know what it is. Remember the Resetter were crying about it.
About criticism and cancellation.
So I found it. Yeah, he goes. He was in the New York Awards and he was giving a speech about he got the award. Part of the speech said, "Our creators who bravely and intentionally release their visions to the world, particularly in the current culture of criticism and cancellation," and that pissed people off. Like, what do you mean, culture of criticism and cancellation? Like, cancel culture, all whilst J.K. Rowling's bloody game, Hogwarts Legacy, is pissing off everyone, saying, well, mostly in the trans community, to cancel this game. Like, if you, they're very quite attacking. Like, they're saying, if this Hogwarts Legacy is a statement. It's like, if you pick to buy this game, you've made your statement. So it is raw.
I seen a crazy tweet where somebody was wishing they got hit by a car if they bought the game or something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like, it's kind of wild.
I was like, oh, are you stupid? People. Anyway, I thought Phil Spencer was a G for saying that. Not because I was like, oh, Gaz, what does that mean? Do you harbor any kind of views that are like that? No, it's the spirit of conversation and critical analysis and discussion and dialogue, which I think is dead. You curtail that by punitive measures and silence. That doesn't work. Phil Spencer, and he hasn't come out to clarify that point. So if he's making that statement, that's quite profound on an industry stage. It is beyond gaming even, because of the status of this man. But journalists got pissed off because he said, particularly in the current culture of criticism and cancellation. And that means, what does it mean, criticism? Like, we can't criticize you? Like, there's no, and that there is an element there that I didn't allude to in the tweet. But that part is problematic because cancel culture, you say, oh, you're averse to criticism. And then he's now said you can't be well, he's making it look like if you critique them, then it's negative. Like, you're basically giving props to the people who release their visions in light of these people. And that's pissed people off. So it's bad PR because Phil Spencer was this untouchable, nice guy, perfect track record. And then he says this and then you got the 10K layoff and 343 and this guy saying management, the X343 guy. What does that make Phil Spencer look like? But it's still why would you blame Phil for what, other than any management issues? For if we find out vicariously he's liable for it because he didn't do anything or assign a budget enough to 343 or whatever, then he's liable. So, like,
I think just Phil's going to be blamed for a lot of things because he's the face of Xbox.
Exactly.
He's the guy. He's the one doing the interviews. He's the face we see all the time. That handsome face, daddy face. He out there. Like he's the face. So I mean, it happens. I feel like every time he says anything, people really overanalyze, or they kind of use it for like their console war or whatever, just to make points against Microsoft or say they're in trouble or he's a liar. There's always something that happens when he says something.
Yeah. And people want him. I just saw mostly it was PlayStation guys just pretending that he's shouting, he's failing. Xbox guys are like, what do you mean? How? Why? Because 10,000 people got laid off across Microsoft in an industry where Apple just the next day did 12,000.
Google.
So dumb. Yeah,
it's
so like, Phil Spencer should apologize to Apple now. It's like, what? Makes no sense. This is
blame Phil for every thing, every layoff.
I mean, it's way above. That's a company mandate across everything. And then if someone has gone into Xbox and said, look, these numbers are not coming up well, you need to cut something. And they've done what they did, and 343 was a big part of that conversation. So it's like, it went all the way down to 343. Well, 343, that should have been bulletproof because it's Halo, but they weren't. They were ready to get plucked. That was a management decision, and a little bit of Phil Spencer would have had to make a call on that, I imagine, because of the chain of authority, I guess. Crazy though. It's crazy. But that was a very long take on Ninja Buckle's super chat, but thank you for that. There's a lot to unpack here. When critical things like this happen, like where the companies are forced, then you're going to get the truth will come out as well. So you're going to have developers come out confirming saying it, because you've just taken away their livelihood. Why are you bound by it? Unless contractually you're hamstrung by NDAs, so that kind of, or very harsh restrictive covenants on your disclosure. So it's going to be mad. It's going to be bad though. I just want this thing to go over. Hopefully less people are. It's a collateral damage. I mean, damaged. It's bad. It's really bad. But yeah, so
it's a lot.
Did everybody eat an edible before going live?
Just one of us. Can you guess who?
None of us. Red, Forza, no one wants to talk about Forza. Why am I? Look, it seems like even the own panel here is anemic to Forza. Like, I think you're the conversation, technically, this game is going to want shit on Gran Turismo, most likely.
This is Motorsport, right? Motorsport. Mm-hmm. Okay, the new one's coming out. Yeah. I mean, Forza's a big deal. People love Forza. It's going to look great.
It's not nice. No, but that racing genre has so much prestige to it internally, to developers and mission statements to core gamers, but to developers, particularly racing games, despite their comparative lack of popularity as such within the gaming space, for some reason that genre commands a lot of respect. You see Shuhei Yoshida say that. That's why he said that last generation said it's hard to deliver these kind of quality races at a good level. He said that. Why did he make that statement? Because it comes out of because they have prestige, and Forza's going to come out. And if the tech power issue, put that to bed. It should put that to bed if it delivers what it does. You can't downplay that game, man, and how good that game looks. And at 60 with ray tracing on track, boom, that's it. Your competition has no chance.
No matter how good that game's look, it's not going to put that discussion to bed.
Really?
Because the only way that discussion will cease is a game that is available across both platforms. Nobody's going to say I agree. By the way, Forza's going to look a lot better than Gran Turismo 7. I fully expect that. Turns out are a more talented studio and have been for a very long time. The Forza series has trumped the Gran Turismo series at almost every turn, as far as I'm concerned. I know some people disagree with that statement. I fully expect that to be the case this time for Pancake players.
You're right though. I actually don't want to downplay the non-pancake racing VR utility of a game. I'm with you there.
It's more like, I get that it's a small part of the audience, but it's weird to dismiss, like, if you are looking at the best way to play those games, Gran Turismo will offer the best way to play it for the small audience that pursue that, and that's not insignificant though when you're talking about the quality of the title. So
Erica, he calls normal games pancake games just because they're 2D compared to 3.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering where the pancakes
I can hear while you're talking, Asa. I'm seeing Erica. She's going, pancake. looking confused because we've adopted in your term, like expecting everyone to know what pancake is. You just say pancake.
Pancakes out here. Like, is my ass that flat? Like, who are we talking about here? Are we talking about my ass?
You go pancake. Well, yes, with reverb. Okay. Well.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I was a little confused.
This game's gonna look sick. People, don't downplay it. Show some technical stuff. Show us the ray tracing on track. I want to see some dirt from this game in weather conditions as well. I want to see some things at the show. And they're going to show it in about 10 minutes. How long is the event, Cole? How long is that direct?
37
minutes?
or 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just under 40 minutes.
So how much time they're going to spend on the other things? Is it going to be Redfall and Forza going to take up most of it? Surely 25 minutes or something like that. 25 minutes.
I think Redfall, will take up most of it, and then probably Forza will be the next long reveal, and then hopefully ZeniMax isn't too long, unless I am correct that they're ready to announce their new IP, like reveal what it is. Yeah. And then Minecraft Legends might need some time, even though they've shown quite a bit of it at Gamescom in the summer. Mm-hmm. And then Hi-Fi Rush. Hopefully that's cool. Hopefully it's way better than Bleeding Edge. And that's Ghostwire Tokyo's rhythm-based Jet Set Radio brawler, basically, is like Jet Set Radio. Okay. So, I don't know. If Aaron Greenberg's been very, very strongly suggesting that there are just those 4 games being represented. Redfall, Forza, Minecraft Legends, and Elder Scrolls Online. But you can't show those games for like 8 to 10 minutes. So I don't know. There must be something else there, but I think they want to surprise us with little small surprises and not get us thinking there's going to be, no Starfield. They said there's no Starfield. It's the Starfield thing's really fluid right now, but we could see, what if they ended the show by saying, and join us on February 14th or 17th for something like this, mid-February, a date. Join us on this date in February for the dedicated Starfield Developer Direct. Because that's cool. Another thing we could discuss, because I've been hearing September for a while. Do you remember? I'm hearing I'm hearing that it's not off the table for June for Starfield, which blows my mind. Really blows my mind. I'm starting to hear that from a couple of different reliable people, but I still think September. But you will know on Wednesday if they say join us on this date for the Starfield event, and they usually do that, a couple weeks out.
What if they say nothing?
About Starfield?
I was expecting them to say nothing.
September, further down.
Then I'm thinking September. I'm thinking that it's not going to hit the June date. But I'm also hearing a little bit like, what if Forza needs more time? So they show a crap ton of Forza, and then they give us a fall release date, which is where Forza should land. I mean, do you need Forza Motorsport this spring?
No.
Do you need Forza Motorsport this spring when you've got Dead Island 2 and Jedi Survivor and all these big games? And it's not a damage control for the game releases for Xbox, but it just seems like Forza's always been a fall game. And like, why not just wait and just get it out at that point? We'll see.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It sounds like you're asking for a further delay just because to make it a full game, but I don't know. It's still an L. but it's still a W. But really,
I mean, it could be Starfield and Forza both pushed.
Yeah, but we'll play it regardless of whenever it's pushed.
Well, what if I'm thinking, sorry, what if Starfield and Forza we're like, oh, well, at least they gave the release date. That's what I think is going to happen as we're going to, the Stockholm Syndrome is going to kick in on Wednesday. And if this is possible, if we don't hear about Starfield and then we're like, well, at least they gave a release date for Forza, now we know when it's coming out. Like, I don't want to feel like that because 2022's games became 2023 and now they're being pushed into darn near the, almost 2024.
You know what will happen though? Like, let's say they do say the date for Forza and it's the fall. Like, let's just say it's September or something like that. And they don't say Starfield. People are gonna, like you said, Cole, they'll kind of damage control. Like, oh, well, then we know it's not coming out. With Starfield's not coming out the same time as Forza, so it's got to be in the summer. It's got to be, they're gonna play that mind game and work it somewhere else.
They need to knock that off. They need. And if I could say anything to Xbox, like let's pretend for some reason that somebody at Xbox leadership had a gummy and was watching this show. If Xbox was listening, I would say you've got really amazing games in the work. Stand up, put your shoulders forward, and say we're proud of these games. Talk about them, show them, give them a release date. But for right now, it seems like Xbox is so timid. And like the Turn 10 will not tweet one F-bomb screenshot of this game. They I even said to them, I said, this is great. I said, why don't you share a screenshot in engine? Just pick a shot, any car, any track. That would be huge. But Turn 10's
why are they not doing it? I don't understand. It's not a single player game that needs a grand reveal. Like, you've shown so much of the game already. Show a screenshot. Yeah.
Hogwarts has shown 18 minutes of gameplay a year before the game is supposed to come out. And then some, right? And you see screenshots and like Turn 10 will just like zips. Like, what are you hiding? What, that you're going to spoil a racing game? We already know what a racing game is going to look like. You gave us 8 full minutes of in-engine gameplay. You gave us like 12 some minutes, but I've cut it down so many times. You took off the whole shirt. So continue to show the nipples.
Show the skin. Maybe they're traumatized. Maybe all these.
You can't do it for $15. Why should they show their nipples for some hate?
Maybe they're scared because it's going to get delayed again or something.
See what you said. It's about Game Pass, not the games in it. No. Game Pass is nothing but a line of code without games. Game Pass is nothing. I thought you were going to say unless you have the games. Game Pass is nothing but a line of Coke. You need games. Oh my gosh! When I made my tweet today about how Xbox is not just Halo, they're like, Xbox is about Game Pass. I'm like, gosh dang it! Game Pass is about the games. It is nothing. There's nothing on Game. If you dig really deep, you'll find some perks for like Spotify for 6 months. But it is.
What is on chat? It is not me. What is he doing, bro? You thought it was me? The whole show he's been doing this, and everyone thought Gaz is the one who messed it up. What else is that?
Oh my gosh!
No,
I'm just kidding.
Game Pass, though. Speaking of Game Pass, you guys we're getting Wulong on Game Pass, which is a huge W.
Wicked.
Yeah, Liza P. We're getting Atomic Heart.
Liza P. as well.
Right.
Yeah, Stalker. Atomic Heart looks freaking amazing.
Good stuff, man.
So we need to talk about this.
I need to show. Yeah,
it's really good, man.
It is amazing. So have you seen the new, like, you talk about screenshots for Forza. Did you see Stalker 2 screenshots they shared? Oh my God, that game looked so good, static-wise. Whether it's probably running on PC. I don't know. Better run on Xbox and that looked that good, bro. You know it has to. I don't want to know that. Oh, that was a PC 4080 Tri-Eyes. I don't know what the new cards are. Asa, he'll do a video. He promises it on Tuesday.
It's got an i7 4080 AMD Pentium
processing.
I need a new PC, man. Editing is so hard now.
We're going to have to use an entire Excel spreadsheet to get all the games.
No, man, we're gonna get goodness. I hope after this Wednesday they open the floodgates a little more of some more information on these first party games. We're giving him maximum benefit of the doubt by waiting for E3. If we wait for E3, that's maximum benefit of the doubt. There's no reason why they can't all be showing things now. Why do you have to wait for the big grand reveal in unison of each other? Because Xbox Game Studios mandates it. You must wait. Don't. But then Matt Booty says, oh, he wants Fable to be shown to the masses. And then in the background, we hear Fable's fucked. It's like, yo, what is the situation? Matt Booty is liking it. Either his eyesight is bad, or if it's good as he says, Fable will show it.
Fable, yeah.
When did they announce? When did they first announce Fable? That was like what 20. When was that? It's been a minute.
2018, man.
Sheesh, nothing. We've seen nothing, and I really am looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds like they really only started on in 2019, if that. I mean, they've been hiring senior lead director and producer and designer like every Tuesday. I don't know. But
you're saying 2020 in the chat.
2020 is when they started. No, they concepted
2018 is when they started. 2020 is when they acknowledged it. Because I think, what was his name? Oliver. What was his name? He said that. 2018 they started drawing up this game. I don't know what that means. Conception.
2017 or 2018, Playground had a concept for an RPG, for a fantasy RPG, and then in 2018, I think it was when Xbox acquired Playground, they said, "Do you want to make this into a Fable?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So they built a whole new studio. But Fable's like a long time coming. And then to hear about Perfect Dark, 2025, maybe 2024. We haven't even seen it yet. It's just, I don't know.
We're gonna be old. We're gonna be old.
Well, actually, let me give perspective, because we're not whining. Let me give perspective, because right now we don't know.
Whiny people. When he says that means he's whining.
We don't know what the roadmap is for PlayStation either, and it's not because they're waiting for their big showcase. I think it's because just starting a few years ago. And Asa might be able to corroborate this. Nope. Just a few years ago, games no longer took three years. What?
Said Asa's gone. He's like, nope.
Oh, okay. Anyway, no, he'll like this. I think a few years ago, games took 3 or 4 years, and now they take at least 5 or 6. And so PlayStation hasn't talked about what they have, because their next stream of games that aren't built during the PS4 generation, are off the PS4 foundation. They're a long ways out as well. And so I think this is the new reality, is that games now take 6 years, and that doesn't even count what happened over the past 2 years. So I think that's one of the major problems why the roadmap looks so different when Bethesda talks about when they're going to bring out Fallout 5 or Elder Scrolls. Like, it's no longer like, okay, you put out Morrowind here, and this is Skyrim, so this should be Elder Scrolls 6. No, that time is doubled or tripled based on what's going on. It's really bad. It's really taking a lot longer, because customers and gaming fans expect full motion capture, which is like an entire 2 years of its own set-aside development, of bringing actors and actresses in and mocapping, a full suite of things. They expect more dialogue. They expect more visuals. They expect bigger worlds. They expect more content to play. And have you seen Ace? Have you seen some of the discourse going around where they're feeling like the AAA bubble is starting to burst, where we expect a game to be this certain size and the weight of it is kind of falling over on itself?
There are a lot of challenges around the gaming industry in general in terms of the spiral in budgets and development times for AAA games has been an ongoing concern that has been years building up and building up and building up, and it's still building up. The amount of risk associated with making one of these big games is huge, so the amount of creativity, diversity, and risk is diminishing. And then you've got things happening in the gas space. So all of the major publishers went in heavy on games as a service, and now there's a lot of talk that maybe that's not the golden goose that they all thought it was, but that maybe we can't, like the industry can't sustain as many as the big publishers were trying to put in, which makes those equally as risky as the AAAs, because you're still pumping all that money into development. You've not got the upfront sale price, and if you do not find an audience, then that's just money pissed away. So, and then there's the sheer volume of games. So people talk about, we like to joke about like, oh, Xbox got no games or whatever, but there is a ton of stuff to play. Everyone's got loads of stuff to play and loads of access to games. You've got Game Pass, you've got like massive sales all over the place. Everyone's got a backlog apart from Colt. Everyone's got a backlog of 1,000 games. Colt's not got a backlog somehow.
I really don't. No, I really don't have a backlog.
You just don't play it. Like if something, it's never on
the same games again. I'm Andromeda again. Like,
well, I mean, I finished everything, but there's a couple things I gave up on. But yeah, no, there's just some games.
You love 30 frames, bro. You'll love Starfield.
Oh, I hate you. Anyway, go ahead, Asa. You were saying.
As I was just saying, there are like there's loads and loads of games, an audience that can't necessarily distribute money to all of them. There are massive challenges that the industry is facing. That essentially, when it comes to the big publishers, your EA, Activision, Microsoft, Sony, the likes of those, it means less risks are taken and games get less diverse. But you've got the AA space, which is also facing these challenges and changes in its own way, because you've got disruptors like Game Pass, which are increasingly having a massive effect on that space, because games go in it and they get a nice lump sum of money and they do all right, but the games that get overlooked are facing different challenges to what they had before, because now you've got a AA game, but everyone's already got access to 400 AA games in Game Pass or whatever's going on at the moment. So the whole industry is figuring itself out, and games.
Yeah, it's a lot of games, man. Yeah,
there's some really good stuff coming out this year. You're right. I mean, there's a lot of games for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you won't have time for them this year. That's why it's like, we were talking about it. It's not good enough. You need to have first parties deliver. I was talking like that. Now that I'm in the storm, I'm like, actually, there's a lot here. Do I even have the time to play everything? So how can it be like, I need to chill a little bit.
Xbox
needs to deliver, but there's loads of actually sick stuff coming. That's a lot, man. Like,
we even really enjoyed Callisto Protocol, and that, by all rights, was kind of an average, decently good game. But here, let me illustrate it again. In 2018 and 2019, they acquired the mass of their studios before Bethesda. So it's been 5 years. And how long did I say it takes to make a AAA game now these days? 5 to 6
formula.
So and it's true. If Hargeet was here, and he would be saying, Colt, you're amazing, and I liked it when you were thrusting the microphone. But you've got the situation where it's been 5 years. Games take 5 to 6 years. So some are coming out this year, some are coming out next year from the acquisition. Some of those from Bethesda that they've been working on a while. How long did they work on Starfield? It wasn't 4 years, 3 years. It was, do the math for me, Asa. They started it in 2016.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Was it 2016? Yeah.
No,
2016 is when they started. So, and then the other problem that I've said a bunch of times is 3 or 4 of those studios had to make PlayStation games first. They had to make multi-plats or PlayStation exclusives. So Xbox really got in the worst situation. They're like, hey, let's buy all these studios. Oh, they can't do anything for us until 2023. How fun.
It's true, though. It's true. They've literally been working on the games that came on PlayStation. But it's not a bad luck. It goes to show how much PlayStation money has. That's what it shows. That they bought these two. They were hamstrung to even make anything.
Xbox should have been
exclusives.
they were sitting there going, okay, at best case scenario, we can get these games out in 2020, 2021, right? I'm sure they were thinking that, and then everything went to crap for 2 years. Satya's like, let us compete. You're all in. And he's got this checkbook. Phil should have said, give me that. We need something. Let's get a Square game. Let's get a Capcom game. We need some stuff. Where's Matt Booty's like, here's the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, gap. Buy. And then PlayStation fans cry. That's what it should have been.
What is this podcast, man? It is awful.
I have no clue anymore.
I can tell you. Bruv, okay.
Buy some games. Just buy some games. You said you're all in. You have the blank checkbook. Money has some games to fill out the wait, but instead they're like Xbox fans are used to waiting, so we're just going to have them wait a little while longer.
You know what? Bloody money hat. Because Sony deserve this shit, man, but not the players. That's the problem with money hatting.
It doesn't matter. The Sony fans have a great PC. Some of them have an Xbox, but the Sony only fans, right, Erica? They just have themselves a little PlayStation 5.
Sony only fans.
That's all they know.
Wow.
That's all they know. They got that thing, and they're like, they don't have the Xbox games, or they won't play on a PC.
And it's the whole slate happening before our eyes. We got Returnal next month on PC. And that's one of, to me, in my opinion. Listen, I like PlayStation. I like my PS5. But Returnal's probably one of the only 2 games you absolutely need to play, and that's Returnal and Demon Souls. And Returnal's now going to PC, so you get that Demon Souls over there, it's a wrap. What do you need your PS5 for?
That's supposed to be on PC. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
PlayStation told him not to. Made him wait.
I don't know what happened.
Underestimate the source. Returnal is one of my favorite games so far this generation. I've said this before.
Game. Amazing.
I've said this before. It is up until now. Returnal is a PlayStation exclusive. It's one of my most favorite ones. It's a very different. Okay. I get it's not for everyone, and it's not even that good. But to me, I loved it. I love the vibe. I love that almost Lovecrafted or that Geiger-esque.
Who said it wasn't that good?
People say that. People think Returnal wasn't that good because it was so niche. It had a fundamental flaw.
You know what happened? They got whooped in the beginning. It's probably what happened. They died. They didn't know what to do. They got stuck at the door because it was glitchy at first. It was. There was some
She's
glitches.
calling you people stupid. That's what she's saying.
There was sometimes I would
just
play
call them stupid. You just
said,
sometimes
I would play the.
How does this game work, sir? Can you help us, sir? I don't know why I'm doing Oliver Twist, sir, but it's like, come on, what's there not to get? Oh, you think people are so simple they could understand a roguelike? Come on.
Me? You're putting words in my mouth now. I'm just saying the one saying it sucks.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Possibly. No, actually, it's true. Like, I know people who bought that game. I'm like, I don't get it. My game's not working. I keep going back. It keeps my game's glitched. I just know that's the game.
It's a roguelike. It had glitches though. It did have issues, and that's I think the reason people didn't really consider it to be a game of the year. It was my game of the year, but I understand why people felt it wasn't because it did launch kind of rocky. It did. So.
Everyone didn't. They said it was too hard, the one-die mechanic. Because Asa, you were right. That's the stark contrast to a roguelike like Hades. Actually made you feel like, bro, that was my first roguelike, Hades. That was my first. I've never played one. I'd never played one before that one. And last time I was playing it at like 11 p.m. on the Switch. I had work the next day and I didn't sleep. 10 hours.
Hades
playing. That game was mad. Like, the game was crazy. And it was a roguelike. And Returnal didn't do that. So they flopped. For me, I love it. But they designed fundamentally has some massive problems. The only reason I like it is
I get what you're saying.
Bias for Geiger-esque designs. So I was just like, I love the world. It's so raw.
Yeah, I feel like the thing that Returnal had going for it is it reminded me a lot of like Metroid. Like this is like a Metroid.
Yeah.
It's got the the grappling hook.
So true. That's so true. Yeah. I didn't think of that.
Backtracking stuff. Well, not really backtracking, but you know what I mean. It kind of had that vibe to me. But,
yeah. But a lot of people didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I agree with you fully. Peter Morland, thank you so much for the membership chat. Peter, 11 months. He goes, I guess we will see how big Forza might be on the 25th. I'm hoping for great things we will see. Hell yeah. 10-10, man. Deliver some sauce. And they will deliver some sauce. AMG. Oh, yeah. This is I was trying to read earlier. Apparently, though, the blog, it says, Colt, gameplay for Redfall, but didn't say gameplay for Forza. Did the blogs confirm? What would it have confirmed then?
You mean the developer direct one?
I don't know. Yeah, apparently that's what AMG
Hold on, I'll
saying.
get the exact quote
wrong.
from you really quick. Give me a second.
Okay. Well, I'll go to the next super chat while you find that. Andrew McNeela, thanks so much for the €6 super chat. Goes, do you think we'll see Hellblade 2 this year? It's a good question. We'll have to see it this year. Don't tell me this Jeff Keighley has exclusivity on it. So for the Video Game Awards 2023, we're going to see Hellblade. Come on, man. Should be at E3. Should be now. Don't have to wait for some big event. This is the game you want to show power. Boom. This game looks sick. Nothing is touching it. Show us more.
They said we can't wait to share more gameplay and exciting new details. So that probably means gameplay and like what the features will be in the new simulation model of
That's
it.
fine.
So
That's fine. Do that. That shows what Forza can do. I want to see. Alvin, thanks so much for the we talked about Hellblade. You have a feeling it's going to come out this holiday. That would be amazing. I think on paper, man, Xbox does need to deliver one extra exclusive for the makeup for the nonsense and can fill out the year. If they deliver one, if it's Hellblade, if Hellblade comes out at the end of this year, that'll be huge. That'll be massive. And all of them hit as well as we think they will. Forza does like 90 plus meta. Redfall's high 50, high 85 plus meta. And then what's it called? This game comes out. And no, sorry, Starfield. Let's not forget Starfield. Did Starfield? So yeah, Starfield and Forza be potential 90 plus meta games. Then you've got Redfall is going to be, in my opinion, around the 85 mark. So and then this Hellblade comes out and it hits. Single player, third person game, visually astounding. Delivers the looks, delivers the feels, delivers the combat. The combat system in Hellblade 1 was shit. Basic. Puzzles. We want to make shapes with cameras? No, that's barely a puzzle section. But the game's environment engrossed you so much. The story, it was weird. It's like schizophrenia, the game. But people loved it because you followed the story of this person. And then at the end of it, you watch a documentary and what the game was actually based on. And it is insane wild. When they explain to you what people with mental illness, like the screaming and all that in your ear. Mad. That's mad. So that game did something profound, but the gameplay itself was poor. That's what it was. Behind all of that spectacle was a barely functional, not game, like the basic combat design, basic puzzle design. So there is a pressure on them to deliver.
I wanted to play that game, but the field of view is just too damn close. And
oh blurry, my god, the field of view is
blurry. And I was like, I'm gonna probably throw up if I play this game. But yeah,
it engrosses you though. That angle, that close FOV forces you into the spectacle.
That's why they do it. I guess. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I almost forgot about that game. The sequel, it could come out, but I don't think it's gonna be this year. But that would be a surprise. A pleasant surprise.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing if they do it. I'll be very pleasantly surprised. And on top of that, they show us what the other first-party games are doing. So release the gaming there's one problem showing what these studios are. And if they show it, all of these studios on paper, PlayStation looks like it is dead because of how good their roadmap is. I'd love to see Sony's roadmap, but Sony always surprise you. So you never know what kind of stuff they're working on. And they work on their things.
The VR thing is a big deal. They got the VR stuff.
VR's to pad out this year. I reckon VR. I don't think they have the good lineup. I think they're coming out like Colt says.
They need to announce or tease a new Ghost of Tsushima. I think that would be fire.
That would be huge.
And,
Sucker Punch had to be working on something.
What else would be
Presumably.
coming? I mean, God of War went by. Horizon went by. We got
Well,
last.
Naughty Dog, the whole team can't be working on this The Last of Us Factions. That's presumably a
Factions.
much smaller team. That's not a
Factions is
big
coming.
team.
True.
They've been working on something. Naughty Dog.
They have
I'm sure they've announced
they have
it,
like a
haven't they?
reboot for Uncharted in the works, and then they supposedly have a sci-fi game in the works. But these games are a long ways out.
Naughty Dog. Yo, the sci-fi Naughty Dog. What is it?
But I mean, I
you
don't
could get
know
the
if that's
most
coming out
epic
this
Dead Space
generation.
game. Or nah,
Could
it's
be
not
next gen. Yeah. Who knows?
Sci-fi
Yeah.
game and Naughty Dog would be amazing. Don't even cap for that. That's going to be potentially. You know how much we love sci-fi. Starfield. We're wanking
I
off
think the
Starfield
days
so
of-
hard.
I think the days of getting 2 franchises per generation are probably gone. They're probably
It's
long
just-
not
it's just
happening anymore.
It's kind of wild when you think of it. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Let's see, chat. We're gonna find out. Well, we've talked about this for ages, chat. Obviously, we have to have a show, but there's only so much you can talk about Forza and Redfall. But I think
They
we've
got
covered it.
Spider-Man. Thank you, chat. Spider-Man's coming out this year, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, no,
Supposed
that's
to
the
come out,
only
yeah.
thing coming out. Spider-Man 2.
That's a big.
That's it.
That's a big one, though.
No, but that's a big one. That's a big one, but
Big.
it's one. And I don't rate the Spider-Man games. I'm sorry. I still haven't played Miles Morales yet.
Wait. You didn't like Spider-Man? 2018.
Basic game. Some
Okay, I will say
poor-
Miles I think is better as far as like short and sweet and perfect.
That's what I'm
pacing
hoping. That can change my
action.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of it like Lost Legacy compared to Uncharted 4.
Lost Legacy is way better than Uncharted 4 for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lost Legacy. It's like the same situation, I feel.
Really? Yeah. People, that's why I'm
Miles
like, when
is
I say
good.
Spider-Man looks bad, I'm like, I haven't played Miles, and everyone's like, no, play Miles.
Yeah, play
It's
Miles.
much better.
'Cause
So I need to
Spider-Man-
play Miles. It's just 2018 put such a sour taste in my
It's a
mouth.
little
I'm like,
padded 2018 and the little challenges and stuff, they do get repetitive. So I'd say play Miles, you'll enjoy it better.
yeah. Okay. Are the side missions still crap, like chase pigeons?
I didn't really do them, honestly. I just played
I didn't do them either. I
through-
skipped. I
I
skipped
through
them.
the story and I had a blast.
Erica, is Spider-Man 2 going to take place in the exact same map we've already been in twice?
Well, it's New York, right?
I know, but are they going to build us a whole new New York for this, or are we going to swing around the same Manhattan map that they built in 2018
Maybe
in
they'll take
2023?
See, I'm in the minority. See, Lou's review says both Spidey games rocked, and
I
most
liked
people
them
say
both,
that.
but Miles better. Way better, in my
I just thought I think maybe it was overhyped, or maybe because I played it so late, it's made it big in my head. But when I
when you
played
were
it, I'm like,
swinging through the city, like you didn't feel like,
oh, no, that was good. That was immediately just shocked you, like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. Game looks beautiful. But then the novelty wears out very quickly for that game, just because the way it is, so just the way its style is. It had a bit of a half-life in my enjoyment, despite the visual upgrade. So it's like, that's nice.
I was
Like,
different.
The feel was nice.
was it the puddles? Was it the
The
puddles?
puddles worked. Then
I was different.
The art style
I-
got a bit sterile.
I
to
enjoyed
me.
Spider-Man
And
way
sterile
more
is
than
the wrong word, perhaps.
I enjoyed Spider-Man way more than I enjoyed God of War in 2018. So I'm way different from Gaz.
Hot take. Okay. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah,
sorry?
I mean, I got emotional throughout Spider-Man. I loved the feel of the game, and it was just really fun. And then there was some stuff like God of War, like moving carts around and moving puzzles around. I'm like, oh man, I've done this in all the Tomb Raiders, all the Uncharted's.
You didn't like the Sony slide and the Sony.
I didn't like the Sony, the Horizon Zero Dawn style. You can only climb in this little pathway up here. It's like, why did you have me climb? He's a god. Like, I watched him jump over the moon in the opening scene, but to get up a rock that's 13 feet, he's like, get on the trash.
Got a boost. You gotta put the boost in there.
I liked God of War, but I ended up loving Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Forza Horizon 4 that year the most, for sure.
I was gonna just ask you that, like, where did you rank Red Dead? Was that like
Red Dead was my number one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Red Dead should be number 1 for 5 years. That game is ridiculous.
Game's awesome.
And Zocker won't finish, or Zocker didn't like it. Who brought up Zocker just now? Was that you or me? No,
you. It was definitely you.
We always give Zocker a hard time about Red Dead because him and Dealer make fun of it, and we always have a good
Dealer
laugh.
didn't like Red Dead either.
Dealer didn't love it as much as he thought he would. Yeah,
I thought he would like that.
There were no basketball hoops in it.
It was like, but yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was thinking, like, I played NBA.
You only play NBA? Is that what it is?
No. Back then
that's all he plays.
Just didn't love
he plays so much NBA 2K.
Well, he loved God of War more
everything.
than anything. God of War was his game that year. Yeah, he plays everything. God of War was his game that year. Red Dead was mine.
The game comes out, he's finished it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had God of War.
Just then he's run out of games.
Just like a foot in front of Red Dead. I had God of War 1 and number 1, and then Red Dead number 2. That was my top 2 games. I think I had Spiderman like number 4, something like that. Because I made a video, that's why it's in my head. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a freaking great year, though. We could all agree on that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mad year.
Great year.
Made a video on that as well, like the best years and how every year was like crazy.
Right after
was mad.
Right after 2017, which was awesome too. Both great years.
Yeah, I put that in the video. It's just both years are. Was it Breath of the Wild?
So good.
That was 2017.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah. Oh,
Cuphead.
That was a mad year.
Metroid on the DS.
Yeah, you killed it on
3DS.
Cuphead.
Oh, you always say that about me, but I died a lot.
Did you?
I died a lot in Cuphead.
I was watching your gameplay. You look really good at it. You're pretty good at games. You know that, yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm decent.
No, you're good at games. You're good at games.
I think I'm
patient.
I'm
You're
patient.
good.
What did we play? No, you were shit at Fortnite.
Me?
No, was that Blaze? No, it was you.
Yeah.
No, it's coming out. We won together. Remember, we did the.
No, that wasn't you.
Oh, my heart just stopped for a second.
I know Eric actually carried on that one.
No,
actually, I had my off day when we were playing with Erica.
Similar
I was off.
Oh no, yeah, I was like, what? Was that you? No, it wasn't you. Yeah. Erica's actually mad at Fortnite.
About a tear is about to come down.
Why? Oh, do you play a lot? Do you play the game?
No. I was like, damn, it kind of cut deep.
No.
We had a good time.
No.
That's like you saying the date was bad. You tell some people a week later, like, oh, damn, I thought we had a good time.
No, we won our first game. Duos like killed it. Call outs, everything. Erica's like South 135. I'm like, am I playing PUBG or am I playing Fortnite? I'm like, this chick is.
I was not calling out like that, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, was that me? Was that you? No, you were. I remember. You were like, oh, South, we're getting shot. In your voice, like, Caramel, we're coming against shit from South. I'm like, did you say we're getting shot? Boom! Oh shit! Your voice is so quiet.
Behind the tree, guys. Behind the tree.
It's like, did she say behind? She surely couldn't have meant an enemy's behind the tree because there was no urgency in her word. Bam, dead in my neck. I was like, what? Erica's just like, it's an enemy. South 5, Southwest. It was fun, man. Fortnite is mad. It's such a good game. You just jump in and play. It's just fun. It's like the perfect game. Colt Eastwood has been crying in party chat every day for the last 10 months saying this. Halo should have its own Fortnite. Like, he's been saying Fortnite, make a game like Fortnite, put all of Microsoft's first party IP in them. It's like, it's not a Halo worse. It's a
I don't
Xbox
care.
game.
All of
I don't
Microsoft
care.
IP already in Fortnite.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much crossover as well. It doesn't. I mean, are they enough to build that universe? What kind of game? Is it going to be a battle royale? I don't know, Colt. You just can't go up against Fortnite. You just can't do it.
Well, you can have both, you son of a gun. I want to buy all those cool characters, and yeah, I don't know, whatever. Fortnite's great.
If you don't play it, then I'm playing single player games now. I jump in like 2-3 games. That Erica, that was like the one time I played multiplayer that week. And you jumped in, and then the rest of them just playing single player now because you have to. I have to. Just
you got to mix it up a little bit. Mix it up.
Yeah, there's so much massive games I'm playing, and I'm just like, oh my god. The Guardians of the Galaxy though is something special. I thought. I hope people feel that way. I think people do rate Guardians highly.
Master Cheeks. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
What are you doing?
Who said Master Cheeks is in Fortnite?
Full Cop Gaming. I'm not reading that.
So is Marcus Phoenix. So you got Xbox has a presence.
That is all of their IP. Those two games.
Throw a Forza car in there. You got the trifecta.
Forza car. Cars don't do anything.
Throw a car in there with a gun. Do it.
Car with a gun.
And a brute force character, if anyone remembers any of those.
Brute force.
I remember that game.
The bird from Acer is real. He pulled out brute force all the way back then, bro. Jeez, next is going to be, what's that? Grabbed by the ghoulies. And say, Rare sucks. I hate them for that game. Acer. Oh, man. Are we still live? Yes, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we are.
That would have been funny if it turned out we'd gone off like an hour ago.
Your head was spinning like what? Like
that would
you were
be crazy.
Chat. I'm sorry, it's so messy. It's a weird one. You got these awful news that comes out about all these devs and people in the industry, and then you've got some promising light as far as games are concerned, so being a little bit selfish in asking for this feels a bit weird. Like, I can't be a bit harsh now, like, yo, deliver, bitch, and then like 10,000 people lost their jobs, Gaz. Right, tread carefully because this is people's lives. So perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you could be sensitive towards it and still be a gamer and have the conversation. I mean, you have a show to run, you're gonna get to the topics, so I'm sure people understand. They should anyways.
Yeah. Someone says Gaz will be wearing a Ragnarok shirt. What? You think I love God of War that much? I'm actually enjoying it, but not that much, because I've dropped it for Callisto Protocol, and then I'm going to play Outer Worlds. And you think I would play, and I'm not being a prick to say, I'm not playing because it's a PlayStation game. No, God of War, if it's mad and pulling me, I'm playing it. It pulled me for a while.
How far did you get without spoiling? Like, how many hours?
I'll just, not that far. You can tell me it's not far. I will say, what's her name? The chick. Vine chick. Forgot her name.
Freya.
That's how.
The Vine chick?
Freya.
It's about Freya, yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Oh, I thought you said fine.
The fine chick?
Who's that?
That's how you describe someone?
Did I say that? Oh man, that's bad. She's fine.
I think you said Vine, like, because she does the vines through.
Vine. That's what I said. I didn't say fine.
Who's that fine chick over there?
Did I say fine?
Fine girl. Oh, okay. She is fine. Yeah. She's beautiful, so I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah. Still fit.
She's too old for you guys.
Yeah, older than Barry the Spin. So Alvin with the $5 super chat. If Halo's 2's disastrous development happened in the social media climate, I'm trying to read you Alvin super chat. I think I've been trying to read it out there.
Put it out there. Gaz
for 2 hours.
Cougars.
Yep.
Carry
Hey,
on.
Gaz, I've kind of advanced years myself.
Don't push that. Don't push that.
Nothing wrong with
That's
cougars.
There's a line from Friday, people. Come on, get the reference. Older the berry, the sweeter the juice. Nah, man, it's blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Come on, no one watches Chris Rock's best movie. Friday is in my top 5 movies of all time. It is the best comedy. It's the best comedy. It's just the funniest. It's just amazing.
We are so
Can we go back to your Halo fan fiction?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to read Alvin's super chat is cursed. We can't read it. God is stopping me from reading your super chat because one of these guys will talk, or I will go over talking about the movie Friday. Get the reference. If Halo 2's disastrous development happened in this social media climate, people would commit mass heroin. What? This is why God didn't want me to read the super chat. What? People would commit mass heroin during instant grab is driving people crazy.
I just realized you did say Chris Rock, and the chat's like, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, not Chris Rock. Oh my days, bro.
I was starting to think there. I'm like, Chris Rock.
Chris Tucker.
Friday. That's
Chris Rock. I always get his name right. Everyone's gonna kill me for that socials. Oh, you thought Chris Rock looks like Chris Tucker. Sorry, I got the names right. I did that with Bonnie Ross and remember I did that with Bonnie Ross and Sarah Bond. Like Bonnie Ross and Sarah Bond. I put that on tweet. I said, "Oh, Sarah Bond said this." You know, like, that's not Sarah Bond. That's Bonnie Ross or one of the other ones. Vice versa. I don't remember what it was. Alvin, what are you talking about?
Hold on. Time
Alvin, Halo 2's
Listen, Ace is gonna blow up right now if I don't say something. End the podcast, Gaz. End the podcast.
Bond says Gaz means Will Smith.
Help me out, chat. Put it in the chat. End the podcast.
Sorry. It's bad. So bad. Alvin, and Halo 2's disastrous development was internally disastrous. Externally, it delivered. Ultimately, that's what matters, Alvin. Methusiel, thanks so much for $3.49. Zelda will probably run over every game this year. Facts. Even Starfield. But not for me. Maybe. I don't know. That's how much I love Starfield that I'm questioning whether I'm looking forward to Starfield more than Zelda. But because I'm really looking forward to that. Tears of the Kingdom. Because that was Breath of the Wild was the one for me. It hit. I got addicted the moment that game came out. So if that is as good as I think it's going to be, Zelda could crush everything. But I'm still considering Starfield over it, potentially. That's how much. Huh? What? What are you doing? Are you saying pancake again? What are you doing?
We're saying
please agree it's not me today.
End the podcast. They're saying. They said if you end the podcast, I will show my feet.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching what is absolutely chaotic, because we don't retread too much and talk about the negative all the time. Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York. Is anybody excited for Dead Space remake next week? Yes. Almost everyone is. That game looks mad. So I want to devote time playing a remake, but it's such a good-looking game. It feels like a sequel.
Oh, it's going to be so good. Hey, just a minute ago, I tweeted out as soon as that Halo tweet went up, I wrote 343 will continue to develop and expand Halo multiplayer and campaign content. And then that's all I did was quote tweet it. And some guy said, imagine being such a swear word that you have to defend 343.
What did you say?
And I tried to click mute and it says you are blocked from this account. I mean, holy crap, bro. I mean, not everybody watches everything, but man, like I have not done a very good job defending 343. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward if they ever reach out and say, hey, we have something for you to review. It's going to be like, yeah, just don't look at my Twitter, YouTube, podcasts, or anything. You're not going to like it.
take the code and
you have done that, Cole Eastwood. You have done that. That is, people need to recognize 343 biggest studio flagship title. You guys say, oh yeah, Phil Spencer's gonna breastfeed Cole Eastwood. No, it's not. He's just literally having dinner with him, and then he said, "What? No, you don't. Oh, be careful what you ask for."
Yeah, there's an AI generator that'll make it happen, I'm sure. By the way, my email is coldeastwood@gmail. I'm gonna put that in Mid-Journey. As soon as I hit generate, it's like
ask him what? What is the chat saying? Ask who what? I'm here. What do you guys want me to ask him?
Ask him, Erica. Ask him what?
This, I don't know. They're saying in the chat saying they said ask him, Erica. Ask who what? I'm here. I'll ask you guys anything. What you want? What do you guys want me to ask him?
Dude, Gaz and I were messing with Mid-Journey. Gaz and I were on a Discord call, and we were using Mid-Journey to generate images, and I'm like, I need a really cool image for Perfect Dark, so I'm like writing Joanna Dark, female spy, leather jacket, revolver, like writing all these words, and Gaz like add like hot female cinematic and this image
that's to generate a character, Joanna Dark. We're trying. That's why I'm giving him commands.
Right.
I took commands from other people, and then you build.
What you did say add exposed navel or something like that, and this image that came up was like this monstrosity of like alien. It was like a torso with just a belly button, and it had the guns coming out of its shoulders like. And we were on the call crying at this picture. I wish
you don't have it.
If I send it to Asa, can you put it up on the screen?
Send it.
Maybe.
If you said,
Send it on Twitter.
We were
I want
dying.
people to see AI is the future, but it definitely isn't that much the future if it created that thing.
It was so
pretty simple command, man.
That was like red hair, female,
That would just get us demonetized because it just looks like 15 vaginas. It's
This
just,
is not going to be monetized. Cole, you can send it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I think we're far beyond you being monetized on this.
15 what?
You might as well show your feet. They're asking me to ask you to show your feet, guys.
What? What is
Yeah,
going
put
on
your
in
foot
chat?
up.
My feet. What?
Where's your feet?
What are you talking
What
about?
they looking like? What's up?
You want to see my feet? Have you lost
Yes.
your mind? I have beautiful feet, but you don't deserve to see them.
beautiful
Well, maybe
feet.
I'll set up an OnlyFans if you guys really can. Just dunk my feet in beans. True story. I have a
In beans.
people like that do that. I don't know that from work. That's all I'll say. That people do that and make a living of that. What kind of world do we live in? There's me breaking my back, and this guy's going, Defoe's and beans? Dip toes in beans, take picture. 20 grand. Amazing. What is this world? Why am I talking about this? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay,
thank you so much for watching.
Hold on. Can you put this on the screen? It's not inappropriate. I'm gonna DM it to. Can you put it on the screen, or does Asa have to do it?
Yeah, me.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to Asa on
Why
your
are
DM.
421 people of you still watching?
I'm gonna DM it to
watch
you right
this-
now, and you gotta put it on the
Watching the
screen.
madness.
Oops, I think it hit twice.
They're watching the
You gotta
madness
put it
right
on
now.
screen. This is.
Why is
I
this
couldn't-
good viewing?
I wonder if I can get the. What is the description? Does it say? Okay, perfect Jark, Joanna, pink hair, holding pistols, abs, woman, stomach, slim, standing, realistic, futuristic, Unreal Engine, tech, global illumination, glowing ray tracing, blah blah blah. Right? Okay, are you able to get it up there?
Asa looks very terrified. He does not look well right now.
I don't even remember what this picture looked like. I don't know. I just remember
I
it
think
was
Asa
bad.
might
I don't
be
know what it
crying.
looks like,
I
but
don't
it was
know.
bad.
Can you see it now? Guess.
I don't know how bad. maybe it wasn't even that bad, but it was just.
Are you looking at it?
It's trying to run a show with 15 trillion buttons, and you've sent a picture of something on a DM, and you want him to blast it on screen.
It's on screen.
The right aspect ratio.
Are you looking, guys? It's there. Look on the feed.
I see it on the stream.
Hit live.
Oh
Hit
shit!
live.
I've been watching the thing live. Oh my god! Sorry, I have to refresh now.
She got abs. She's got abs.
Asa, can you zoom in on the top right picture of her face?
Oh, no. I'm looking at this. This is a disaster.
What the?
Oh, I'm having a baby. Oh, I'm having a baby.
What face? I don't even know if there was a face. Was there a face?
Oh, it was like.
What was the bottom right one?
Jazz is gone, you guys.
Oh my gosh. It was so bad. It was so bad. And the AI is so interesting because it doesn't grab images and build something. It draws stuff based off of binary information. And so when I ask like a character to be holding a rifle, it'll have a rifle coming out of its shoulder because it doesn't know. It doesn't know how to. It's really crazy. Until you can refine it more. But we were laughing so hard when that picture came out. Like, are you ready, guys? You ready? And then he was doing that laugh.
Bro, what the hell was that? If you compare what people are creating on Midjourney, they look like realistic 3D freaking high quality depth thing, and I'm like, yeah, let me try something better. Put all these stupid commands like Unreal Engine in there, like because I saw someone else do it, and they apparently use that to generate that. So
yeah, it came out like donkey poo, man. It was so bad, and we were laughing like there's just a random leg, and then like it looks like a mannequin torso with a cod piece.
Oh, chat, I'm so sorry. Why
anyway.
you still just treat it like an extra bonus part of the show because we would have ended it 50 minutes before. But that was brilliant. That was so good.
I might have to have a drink after this show. I need like a shot or something. Pat, who wants to join me in shots?
It's so messy. Chat has been so ridiculous. I have no idea where to even start to do the timestamps for this one.
This one is worse.
Just timestamps are easy.
Another one.
Oh,
yeah, just write bash halo 00:00 bash halo.
Timestamps though, guys. Yeah, exactly. First hour is like Halo, and the other half is what the fuck. Timestamps done.
Just put the word left.
I could actually do that.
So put one. Can you put one more up for us?
Anything for you, Cole.
You're so nice, man. I appreciate it. This is the other Joanna Dark attempt.
No, man. You pick one and you refine it.
Look at the bottom right one. Look at that. Look at the bottom right one.
That's the first iteration. It's the first iteration. It just looks so bad. Sorry, chat. As the nature of creative. We're so creative that we typed in some words that Jenny generated some art. But yeah. Wow. Sorry, chat.
The alluring part about it is...
Oh, God. I'm trying to end the show.
Why is her crotch glowing? Hold on, I got questions.
What?
Why is her crotch glowing in the top left?
Oh, heck, I thought you meant Colt's crotch was glowing in the dark.
There's your feet, chat. There's your feet. I just saw Colt's feet.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna have to go back and watch your own show. You're so danked. I put my foot on screen.
I didn't see it, man. I was just too busy laughing.
Yeah.
That's her fire. Yeah.
I beg you, shut up, man. Come in, ladies and gentlemen. That was go live. Thank you so much for bearing through it, Asa. Commiserations. But
Your battery's dying.
Don't tell him. Just let
Let's
it go.
make this fast. Colt, where can people find you?
If you want to hear more of this discussion, you can find me on Games Talk Live tomorrow with Fonz, and then X and C on Monday with Gaz and a special guest. So I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Got a good ab workout.
Brilliant.
Good laughs today. Good laughs.
I loved the show, but I don't know what chat will think. Erica, you made it what it is. You crazy person. That was brilliant.
They're blaming me in the chat. They were anyways. They're like,
It all started from Pancake. That's where the whole show went left, because you said Pancake as Asa's talking.
that might have been the start. I don't know. But I had a blast. The time flew. As always, I love hanging out with you guys. It's like being with the group of my boys, my guys. You guys are great. If you like going left, if you like stuff like this, I do this sometimes when I stream. So you guys
all the time. Your streams always go left. Always go left
at times, and I have fun over there.
At times, it's brilliant. You always go left. You can just share 50 clips of you just going left.
Yes, Erica's for the win. I'm really close to 13K subs. It'd be pretty awesome if you guys came through. If you like Souls games and games where you get good, I have a channel with games like that. So check me out. And I'll see you guys next time.
You're good at that game, at Soulsborne's games.
I try.
That's mad. And that's because they're considered the hardest game. I don't think they're the hardest genre. I don't know why. No. I think it's just muscle memory. You learn the pattern. I don't think, but people think it's the hard game, but it makes you adapt.
If you don't have patience, they're hard. But
that's why you're good at that, because you're patient.
Very patient. And you know who else is very patient? Asa.
Oh yes. My outro. I need to clarify. Erica, I don't blame you for what has happened here today. I know Gaz kind of did. It wasn't your fault. Everyone in chat. I know a lot of people have enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you've had a good time. If you haven't already, do sub to Colt and Erica. They're both well worthwhile as channels. So that's my thing. Do that.
Yep, and end it there. Safe.
Okay.